You talking funny, I ain't playing with you. I'm just trying to make a band or two. I'm only doing what I came to do. So little bitty, I ain't laying with you. You talking funny, I ain't playing with you. I'm just trying to make a band or two. I'm only doing what I came to do. So little bitty, I ain't laying with you.
I checked in to check out, I'm smoking that whole pound. Reverse me, you damn clown. Them hit sticks sound real loud. My name in your damn mouth. You look like a bitch now. You barking too damn loud. Go back to the damn pound. Money's all I damn know, and money's all I need. I won't spend it on no damn hoe. I'd rather buy my weed. Yeah, the moral of the story is I think I learned my lesson. Yeah, I could never love you, cause my heart I'm not investing. Yeah, you see I'm up, so you wanna come around now. People know my name, but don't seem to know it when I'm down. I see the flame, and I swear I'm coming for the crown. Rivals always lining up, I guess I'll go and chop them down. You see I'm up, so you I see the flame, and I swear I'm coming for the crown. Rivals always lining up, I guess I'll go and chop them down.
You talking funny, I ain't playing with you. I'm just trying to make a band or two. I'm only doing what I came to do. So little bitty, I ain't laying with you. You talking funny, I ain't playing with you. I'm just trying to make a band or two. I'm only doing what I came to do. So little bitty, I ain't laying with you. You talking funny, I ain't playing with you. I'm just trying to make a band or two. I'm only doing what I came to do. So little bitty, I ain't laying with you.
You say I'm up, so you wanna come around now. People know my name, but don't seem to know it when I'm down. I see the flame, and I swear I'm coming for the crown. Rivals always lining up, I guess I'll go and chop them down.
Ever since I started, I've been taking losses, but I still shoot my shot, yeah. I still shoot my shot, yeah, yeah. See, I started out with nothing, never really had a lot. I'ma give it all I got, yeah. I'ma shoot my shot, yeah. I'ma shoot my shot, yeah. Well, I'm gon' shoot my shot, yeah. I'm gon' shoot my shot, yeah. Here I go again, yeah. This time I'm gon' win, yeah. Gotta get back on my groove. If I snooze, I lose. Gotta go make that move. That's what I'm born to do. Yeah, I'm gon' shoot my shot, yeah. Shoot my shot. Here I go again, yeah. This time I'm gon' win, yeah. Gotta get back on my groove. If I snooze, I lose. Gotta go make that move. That's what I'm born to do. Yeah, see, I've been there, done that. Go a little harder when I come back. Yeah, I'ma shoot my shot. Back on my shit, I'm coming in hot. Took my time, had to work real hard. Look at me now, working with the stars. Pulling up with my entourage. Make them people say, oh my God. If all I gotta do is shoot my shot. Here I go, here I go. Just in case you all forgot, I came back to let you know. If you are not familiar with me, let me tell ya, they really ain't got nothing on me if you compared us. And that's all facts. I go hard on all my tracks. Shoot my shot and I cut right back. I walk it out talking like this. Just let me talk my shit. Shoot my shot like Paul Pierce. I shoot my shot. Yeah, I'm gon' shoot my shot. Yeah, I'm gon' shoot my shot. Yeah, here I go again, yeah. This time I'm gon' win, yeah. Gotta get back on my groove. If I snooze, I lose. Gotta go make that move. That's what I'm born to do. Yeah, I'm gon' shoot my shot. Yeah, shoot my shot. Here I go again, yeah. This time I'm gon' win, yeah. Gotta get back on my groove. If I snooze, I lose. Gotta go make that move. That's what I'm born to do. Yeah, yeah. I be thinking about when it all first started. Take a little ride down Old Town Road. Made a lot of good music in inside my closet. Had a hard time getting rid of them clothes. Going to the mall, going shopping at the store. Walking out with a whole new wardrobe. I don't be chasing the cloud. Yeah, they pay for their clout. They follow a soul. Compare me to them, I'm young and they old. I ain't like no other rapper you know. I go hard like rock and roll. Yeah, that smell like teen spirit. Wild and free like no final. Free bird like I'm Little Skinner. They say it's something about me different. They ain't even see my new edition. They ain't paying me no attention. Blank faces, no recognition. Record labels trying to sign me. Let them haters see me smiling. They don't know where to find me. That's because I move inside. I'm gon' shoot my shot. Yeah, I'm gon' shoot my shot. Yeah, here I go again. Yeah, this time I'm gon' win. Yeah, gotta get back in my groove. If I snooze, I lose. Gotta go make that move. That's what I'm born to do. Yeah, I'm gon' shoot my shot. Yeah, shoot my shot. Here I go again. Yeah, this time I'm gon' win. Yo, gotta get back in my groove. If I snooze, I lose. Gotta go make that move. That's what I'm born to do. Ever since I started, I've been taking losses, but I still shoot my shot. I still shoot my shot. Yeah.
Every night at 4 in the morning. I'm fucking tired.
I've been hurt by the ones that ain't supposed to hurt you. I've been bruised and beat till I was black and blue. I've been knocked down, but I got up again. I've been used, but it made me who I am. I'll be damned if I let you in my life just to ruin it. I won't let you ruin it. And I'll be damned if I come this far in life for you to start your shit. Well, you better think again, 'cause I'll be damned. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do.
Shay, it's me. Baby, come back. I apologize. I didn't mean to. I'm for real this time. Call me back when you get this message.
I built myself up from the dirt they all pushed me into. I see life in a whole new point of view, but I've had some help, and those people help me mend my broken heart. Did everybody else turn so apart? I'll be damned if I let you in my life just to ruin it. I won't let you ruin it. And I'll be damned if I come this far in life for you to start your shit. Well, you better think again, hey, 'cause I'll be damned. Do-do-do-do-do-do. There ain't a damn thing you can do to ruin my mood. There ain't a damn thing you can do that ain't already been done before. I'll be damned if I let you in my life just to ruin it. I won't let you ruin it. I'll be damned if I come this far in life for you to start your shit. Well, you better think again, 'cause I'll be damned.
You feel that, right? You feel that energy? We are one. One love. One life. let's live it right. All I need is good energy. I don't need no negativity around me. High frequency, I'm talking higher G-O-D, yeah, yeah. Good energy, I don't need no negativity around me. High frequency, I'm talking higher G-O-D.
That rose quartz, that fluorite, crystal vision, intuition, foresight. Even my lucid dreams started getting more right. Now I waste more days and I live for more nights. I get high on life cause it feels more right, yeah. Tell me what's wrong from right. It's all connected, energy can never die. Born in the dark, but I chose to be the light. Look at me funny, I caught out your evil light. Words of advice, bitch, don't kill my vibe. No more depression, please don't kill my pride. Road of religion, I'm catching them green lights. Spread out my wings, I'm catching them free flights. Free as a bird, out of sight. Singing every little thing gonna be alright, yeah. Hey, give me that 528, 963, light up the sage, smelling like hickory, tryna heal scars, I got different type of injuries, holistic medicine, different type of remedies, human but I'm feeling like a different type of entity, dance around the bonfire like aborigines, looking at the stars, fascinated by the symmetry, vibing with the tribe, I can feel the synergy, all this shit is real, what you thought it was a mystery, manifested everything around me, literally, if I want it then I gotta tell you what I really need that good energy. I don't need no negativity around me. High frequency, I'm talking higher G-O-D, yeah, yeah. Good energy, I don't need no negativity around me. High frequency, I'm talking higher G-O-D.
Is you really lifting up my spirits, baby? I can hold you down. Boy, you know you get me on my feelings, baby. I need you around. Is you really lifting up my spirits, baby? I can hold you down, down. Wow. Whenever we have issues, I wanna talk right through 'em. We ain't perfect, baby, you know that we argue too. Let's get a room, just me and you, we can fuck right through 'em. Bend me over, baby, you know what that ass can do. Let's talk about our dreams and getting married and shit. Couple rings, couple carrots and shit. We got a whole life ahead of us, we treasuring it. Keep treasuring it. I like how you get me. God sent you to me. So like the best, just you let me know you are forever, babe. Is you really lifting up my spirits, baby? I can hold you down. Boy, you know you get me on my feelings, baby. I need you around. Yeah. Is you really lifting up my spirits, baby? I can hold you down. How'd I get to you? I think about it every day. Like damn, my journey led me here. I love talking to you. I love your vibe in every way. Like damn, you really everything. I love
to tell you secrets, cause babe, I know you'll keep them. You're listening so deeply. I love to take you deeper and get in your mind. Your mind, alright. Baby, I ain't tripping, you my nigga. And baby, you shine different with me. I feel like the sky twinkles when I'm with you. I look in your eyes, all I can see is all my life we have. And I know that you know I love you. So is you really lifting up my spirits, baby? I can hold you down. Boy, you know you get me on my feelings, baby. I need you around. Is you really lifting up my spirits, baby? I can hold you down. Is you really lifting up my spirits, baby? I can hold you down. Boy, you know you get me on my feelings, baby. I need you around. Is you really lifting up my spirits, baby? I can hold you down. You're gonna make it. You don't gotta fake it. Just be who you are. Just be who you are. No matter what life throws, you just gotta take it. And be who you are. Just be who you are. You're gonna make it. You don't gotta fake it. Just be who you are. No matter what life throws, you just gotta take it. And just be. I'm gonna be the greatest looking back. Like girl, you made it. I know I can do it. Just gotta push through it. It all depends on me. You're gonna make it. You don't gotta fake it. Just be who you are. Just be who you are. No matter what life throws, you just gotta take it. And be who you are. Just be who you are. You're gonna make it, don't gotta fake it. Just be who you are. No matter what life throws, you just gotta take it. And just be who you are.
I'ma be honest. Whatever you pretend to be makes you your own worst enemy. Man, I wouldn't even waste the energy on them. Yeah. Who you putting on for? Can't be overthinking how it's gon' go. Gotta go and open up your own doors like, I'm trying to tell. If you haven't, go and find yourself. Look in the mirror, remind yourself. You gotta be the one behind yourself. Easier said than done. Gotta see it through, gotta be you. I believe in you. You just gotta believe it too.
You're gonna make it.
And you don't have to lie to kick it. You're gonna make it. Don't gotta fake it. Be who you are. Just be who you are. No matter what life throws, just gotta take it. Be who you are. Be who you are.
You're gonna make it. Don't gotta fake it.
Just be who. Just be
who you are. No matter what life throws, you just gotta take it.
Just be who.
Just be who you are. Just be who you are. Just be who you are.
This shit chunky, boy. This shit chunky, bro. This shit chunky, bro. Yeah, we taking over the meta. We taking over the verse. I ain't gon' say we the best, but I say we're not the worst. Mac done linked up with Kane. Cheeks put it in a frame. Yeah, whole lives getting changed. This shit really ain't no game. They don't want smoke, that's on sip. I bring my A game, they on Z's, that's on rip. Keep the drama away from me, shit get crazy. I can't deal with no fakies, that's on Davey. Yeah, meanwhile, kicking way back like an ad-lib back in Mac crib. We was having a little bash till the world crashed cause of the capacity. It was wild, brother. World hopping in style, brother. Dropped us off at the bunkies. Oh shit, there go Nuggies. We taking over the meta. We taking over the verse. I ain't gon' say we the best, but I say we're not the worst. Mac done linked up with Kane. Cheeks put it in a frame. Yeah, whole lives getting changed. This shit really ain't no game. Just sizzle online now. Where the fuck you at, boy? Hughes online now. Where the fuck you at, boy? Fuck it online now. Where the fuck you at, boy? Matt Low online now. Where the fuck you at, boy? We taking over the meta. We taking over the verse. I ain't gon' say we the best, but I say we're not the worst. Mac done linked up with Kane. Whoever they are, they bout to know who the fuck we are. This might put them in the VR, ER. I'm just saying, we taking over the meta. We taking over the verse. I ain't gon' say we the best, but I say we're not the worst. Mac done linked up with Kane. Cheeks put it in a frame. Yeah, whole lives getting changed. This shit really ain't no game. We taking over the meta. We taking over the verse. I ain't gon' say we the best, but I say we're not the worst. Mac done linked up with Kane. Cheeks put it in a frame. Yeah, whole lives getting changed. This shit really ain't no game. Kane on the beat like, yeah, I'm taking off, yeah, still ain't taking a loss, yeah. I done upgraded from make it count to make it cost. Still ain't taking calls, still ain't taking off, still ain't breaking falls, still ain't falling off. Promise when I'm done, y'all gon' need Tylenol. When the drama pop off, I am not involved. You can count on Harley Haws if you're tryna get it moving. I don't talk cocky raps, these ain't cocktails, no they Molotovs. Dolo drop the beat, eyes low but I can see. I can't trust these niggas far as I can throw them. I believe I'm the coldest, I'm the dopest, floating on this property. Metaverse and built a whole monopoly. Shout to Cheek, shout to me, shout to whoever believes. Shout to D&D, back to snapping, that was just for me, that was just a tease. I stay separated from the fake shit by like 6 degrees. You look over that way, it ain't shit to see. Look at me, 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 look at me. Yeah, I'm taking off, yeah, still ain't taking a loss, yeah. I done upgraded from make it count to make it cost. Still ain't taking calls, still ain't taking off, still ain't breaking falls, still ain't falling off. Promise when I'm done, y'all gon' need Tylenol. When the drama pop off, I am not involved. You can count on Harley Haws if you're tryna get it moving. I don't talk cocky raps, these ain't cocktails, no they Molotovs. Okay, bring that in, this gon' bang. How we not gon' win? Is you not the truth? Is we food? Do I not go in? Did we not link up and make a classic same day? What we doing? Staying great. What they do, I can't say. May wave, surf, crown bag, very close, overall. Do not fuck with no if alls, boy that's protocol. Big Mingo, who that is? Boy, you know that's Halls. Look at me, 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 yeah. Yeah, I'm taking off, yeah, still ain't taking a loss, yeah. I done upgraded from make it count to make it cost. Still ain't taking calls, still ain't taking off, still ain't breaking falls, still ain't falling off. Promise when I'm done, y'all gon' need Tylenol. When the drama pop off, I am not involved. You can count on Harley Haws if you're tryna get it moving. I don't talk cocky raps, these ain't cocktails, no they Molotovs. Yeah. Ain't on the beat like. Yeah, I got my money up. Now I got my feet up. Niggas on my nerves. I'm about to roll this weed up. Grand Mingo, hoodie, shirt, and pants. Bitch, I'm G up. Ever since I locked in, my schedule wouldn't free up. Ooh, I been heating up, these niggas freeze up. Ooh, I feel like a winner every season. Yeah, when my ideas come to life, look like they breathing. Yeah, don't say I'm the best, just say I'm decent. Live a life of passion. I don't live for captions. Kicking back, relaxing. Binge watching Catfish. I be feeling like Neve. I just cannot believe none of the shit I've been seeing. None of the shit I've been reading. Yeah, or a shit have a cap. I'm tapped in, you just tap. All my homies strive to get better. That's in real life and the meta. Shit so quick changing. I never get content. I'm always in training. Get this shit through your membranes. Charles Mackin, Chris Kane. Yeah, I got my money up. Now I got my feet up. Niggas on my nerves. I'm about to roll this weed up. Grand Mingo, hoodie, shirt, and pants. Bitch, I'm G up. Ever since I locked in, my schedule wouldn't free up. Ooh, I been heating up, these niggas freeze up. Ooh, I feel like a winner every season. Yeah, when my ideas come to life, look like they breathing. Yeah, don't say I'm the best, just say I'm decent. I dropping it bitch like a foosball. Racked up like some pool balls. I lock in and get too involved. I rock out and go too hard. Ooh, Lord, I did so much for myself. Now your boy got some help. I had to let niggas loosen and tighten my belt. I'm minding myself. I keep an eye on my health. I play the cards I was dealt. Hit 21 and ain't care how you felt. Phone only ding if it's a cell. Can't trust niggas far as I can tell. But I trust weed far as I can smell. Yeah, get this shit through your membrane. It's Charles Mackin, Chris Kane. Yeah, I got my money up. Now I got my feet up. Niggas on my nerves. I'm about to roll this weed up. Grand Mingo, hoodie, shirt, and pants. Bitch, I'm G up. Ever since I locked in, my schedule wouldn't free up. Ooh, I been heating up, these niggas freeze up. Ooh, I feel like a winner every season. Yeah, when my ideas come to life, look like they breathing. Yeah, don't say I'm the best, just say I'm decent.
You in my life, why you keep it holding me like a vice, yeah. Why I feel like I need you in my life, why you keep it holding me like a vice, yeah. Why I feel like I need you in my life, why you keep it holding me like a vice, yeah. Why you keep it holding me like a vice? I thought about it twice. Remember the night you wouldn't write back. Hand me up 4 a.m. Why you like that? Thought you had love for the kid. Now it's ice packs. Swollen out 12 on the way. I can't fight back. Going down, threw it away. Ain't no life jack. Don't come around. I can't explain how I'm right back. Yeah, what came over me? Thought I was everywhere that I'm supposed to be. Felt like it was better with you holding me. Now I'm second guessing the shit you told to me. Yeah. All I really gotta say is that you locked up. But I got a feeling that you got me fucked up. And when you're not around, I can't function. Gotta get you on my mind and on my heart now. Oh, is it too late? I'm gone. Oh, ain't no more wake up calls. Oh, why you so fake? I'm lost. Oh, when is your wake up call? Here you come running, I go the other way. I promise I don't want it, already had a taste. And here you come running, but you don't know the way. I hit the ground running, running, running. Here you come running, I go the other way. I promise I don't want it, already had a taste. And here you come running, but you don't know the way. I hit the ground running, 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 yeah. Why I feel like I need you in my life? Why you keep it holding me like a vice, yeah. Why I feel like I need you in my life? Why you keep it holding me like a vice, yeah. Why I feel like I need you in my life? Why you keep it holding me like a vice, yeah. Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, we love to fight and fight to love. Yeah, I guess you call that toxic love. I know you want me back, I'm sorry love, but I can't now, understand now. Yeah, we love to fight and fight to love. Yeah, I guess you call that toxic love. I know you want me back, I'm sorry love, but I can't now, understand now.
Yeah, toxic, I've been feeling offense. Since I'm in a pretty little girl in a mosh pit, giving you the world and it's strange for my conscience. You and me change the same when you're uncommon. All you ever wanna do is fight, hit me in the face with the bottom of a knife. Then that's the same one you stab me in the back with, right after you telling me to swallow my pride. The day that I die, the day that I mentioned you was right. Leave you in the rain, let my lightning strike. I don't wanna fight, and I guess that means that I don't wanna love. I've been out of love, sober off the drugs, still flying in the sky. Love is the thing that apparently we're supposed to live for, but it seems like it's kind of out of minds. You can feel the pain from my eyes. I don't wipe tears when I cry. Toxic love. I don't wanna fight. I just want this love. Love. It's called a love.
Yeah, we love to fight and fight to love. Yeah, I guess you call that toxic love. I know you want me back, I'm sorry love, but I can't now, understand now. Yeah, we love to fight and fight to love. Yeah, I guess you call that toxic love. I know you want me back, I'm sorry love, but I can't now, understand now. I ain't tryna fight, I'm already in my mind. I don't wanna waste my time, this feeling isn't right, I just wanna make you mine. I'm the only one here trying, yeah, I'm tryna give you everything you need now. Even though I told myself love ain't what I need now, gotta keep grinding, get where I wanna be now. Say fuck love, just tryna get between now, yeah. You tell me you love me, I go, I told you off rip, I ain't wifing you honey. She loving the shit that I wrote, man getting mad that she vibe with me funny. Ain't thinking with my heart no more, cause I'm on the grind and I'm chasing that money. She tried to replace what she lost, but that never happened, cause there's only one me. That real love, I don't want it anymore. You fucked up, now I'm walking through the door. That real love, I don't want it anymore. You fucked up, now I'm walking through the door to fight and fight to love. Yeah, I guess you call that toxic love. I know you want me back, I'm sorry love, but I can't now, understand now. Yeah, we love to fight and fight to love. Yeah, I guess you call that toxic love. I know you want me back, I'm sorry love, but I can't now, understand now.
Yeah, we got a toxic love, I can't go back. The key to my heart you hold, and I know that. Yeah, we got history, it's no mystery, but I fucked it up, yeah, I own that. But I've grown a lot and I've shown that. I'm one of a kind, you can't clone that. I know you where my soul at, but we bad together, that's so facts. Look, I swear that this ain't an excuse. You play with my heart, you gave it a bruise. I sat in the dark and I played with a noose. Girl, you playing games while I paid all my dues. Love ain't a game, but you breaking the rules. Wanna rewind it and go back and start. why be together? We better apart. Yeah, you want me back, but that wouldn't be smart. These scars, yeah, I earned them. This love, it was something to learn from. One night I just stared at your pictures, just wishing I rolled up a blunt while I burned them. Leave me alone, cause I'm finding peace. Living for me, no apologies. If you love me, then you should be proud of me. I can't lie, it's the way that it gotta be.
Yeah. To fight and fight to love. Yeah, I guess you call that toxic love. I know you want me back. I'm sorry, love, but I can't now understand now. Yeah, we love to fight and fight to love. Yeah, I guess you call that toxic love. I know you want me back. I'm sorry, love, but I can't now understand now. These thoughts won't stay away, overloaded. And my love just went away, someone stole it. Yeah, I smoked this weed all day, now I'm floating. And I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm going now. Lately, not feeling right now. Said, baby, why you pick me up to set me right down? Shit crazy, how you have my trust, but where are you now? See you up, they pray you come down. Take these thoughts, I swear you would drown. When you left, I took off like a shooting star. I ripped my heart out my chest, I threw that shit to Mars. You said you're not like the others, well I think you are. You said you're not like the others, well I think you are. These thoughts won't stay away, overloaded. And my heart just went away, someone stole it. Yeah, I smoked this weed all day, now I'm floating. And I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm going now. Shooting star, if I stood there with you, wasn't going far. From afar, try to hit me up, I think that's real bizarre. Down to the middle, no nigga, I will not settle. I'm popping off, ain't no kettle. Spinning them racks, we get it right back. My nigga, this shit right here ain't no rental. All the stuff that you say, yeah, I heard it before. You tell me that your feelings done, yeah, I've been here before. Lately I've been feeling numb, ain't no feelings no more. I know that it's over now, I don't know where I'm going now. These thoughts won't stay away, and my love just went away. Yeah, I smoked this weed all day, cause these thoughts won't stay away. And these thoughts won't stay away, overloaded. And my heart just went away, someone stole it. Yeah, I smoked this weed all day, now I'm floating. And I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm going now. These thoughts won't stay away, overloaded. And my heart just went away, someone stole it. And I smoked this weed all day, now I'm floating. And I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm going now.
Writing.
Please like, save, and share the world. It was a pleasure meeting you. Hi,
Okay, might just fuck around and watch it go both ways. I don't wanna leave, no way. I've been through it, if you knew it, then you'd know me. Nothing to it, I'll get through it, feeling stupid some days. Slowly, I'm floating through these clouds, I'm in my soul days. I've been in it for too long, wrap it up Chipotle. I don't wanna leave, I want peace, don't stay. Speeding for my own, all 130 on the highway. No option, now she gotta come my way. She don't wanna die today, so she come with me right away. For old time's sake, catch me raising up the crime rate. Close my eyes and my pupils dilate. I know I don't wanna die today. Knowing her, we probably cry the same. The way you look at me makes it all feel okay again. I'm digging in my feet, feels like I'll never go away again. Speeding for my own, all 130 on party. Saw her from across the room, we had a moment partly. That image in my head, permanent like a Sharpie. She pulled me aside just to ask, what are we? I don't know what you want me to say. I don't got much left of me to take. Alone I feel great, but with you I'm the same. Purple lights from the sky got me feeling great. I don't really got that much to say to you, at least. I ran out of words, I'm escaping scrutiny. Stomp me farther in the ground so brutally. Best thing that ever happened to me, in reality you ruined me. I'm proving these songs are so much more than producing. She come from a sequoia, so I question if she using me. I'm usually living in illusions. My paranoia already got me writing my eulogy. This my real life that I'm talking about. I don't sugarcoat it, but I'm masquerading songs now. Real life giving me rage, you need to calm down. Every time she come back, I don't wanna talk now. Always worst timing when she come around. She was off the map, yeah, out of bounds. Now I know she wanna go another round. Speed up on my own, all alone, 130 on the highway. No option, now she gotta come my way. She don't wanna die today, so she coming me right away. For old time's sake, catch me raising up the crime rate. Close my eyes and my pupils dilate. I know I don't wanna die today. Knowing her, we probably cry the same. Invite her on a date to the moon, I'll get rejected. Send her my location, I don't care, I just send it. Jaw dropped, I just stop and stare at your reflection. I didn't give my heart to you yet, girl, I just landed. I told you that my life ain't multiplayer. Oh, she down bad, she's a slayer. Will she rock with me? I'm a rock star. I just hope that she is not a faker. Best ever do it like the Lakers. PTSD from ex-relations, I can't name her. Still crave her, but I can't create my name on a trader. Hard to mark, floating above with space dust. What is love? Send her my location, I don't care, I just send it. Jaw dropped, I just stop and stare at your reflection. I didn't give my heart to you yet, girl, I just landed. I just need some space in my system. Sorry for my angels, know I miss them. It's summertime, I don't know why you can't make the distance. Running out of time, just one last cry for you to listen. Just listen. I told you that my life ain't multiplayer. Oh, she down bad, she's a slayer. Will she rock with me? I'm a rock star. I just hope that she is not a faker. I need to be in my safe haven. Keep you safe, baby. I just need some space, baby. You won't have so much hate, maybe. Watching meteor showers with you in space is raining. Can't you see the picture that I'm painting? I know you cry every time you play me. Small price to pay, but I bet you'll pay me. Brainwash myself to forget you're mind staining. But I'm up in space, you might as well come and save me. You are too much, floating above with space dust. What is love without us?
So being my wake up for the day. Light up in my eyes, I look away. 3 lines in a row, I call that haiku. I blew all my money on her, she ain't stay. So being my wake up for the day. Light up in my eyes, I look away. 3 lines in a row, I call that haiku. I blew all my money on her, she ain't stay.
New friends, I can leave bad bitch
bitch coming in.
Classics running out of that dick. Capital DTF, shipping cabs in my T wearing these seatbelts.
Fuck it, I'm feeling uppity. Suddenly I'm in the clouds. Flow like a honeybee, not coming down. Double the toil and trouble, bitch. I'm feeling royal as fuck. So pass me the crown. Pass me the crown. So pass me the crown. Pass me the crown.
I've been stuck in the cycle for too long. Gotta. Yeah. For the day, light up in my eyes, I look away. 3 lines in a row, I call it haiku. I blew all my money on the shit steady. So big in my wake up for the day. Light up in my eyes, I look away. 3 lines in a row, I call it haiku. I blew all my money on the shit steady.
The way I see it, we got one shot. Either we flop or make it flip. Had a dream, I took the team to the top and made them rich. Bright lights, I turn them to stone. Come take a glimpse. Got the people really singing my songs. Ain't that a bitch? Niggas see you trying to climb and shake the fence. Nah, niggas trying to take all your shine and shake your wrist. We all know a killer that's dying to take a risk. Gotti brought the Glock, so we might as well take a clip. Woke up today with a cold feeling. System wicked, had to go and build our own village. Making more riches ain't the sole mission. But fucking with the cold might just go and get your soul lifted. I ain't gotta speak a word. Asking God to open doors for me. He told me keep knocking, it'll be your turn. Long as you live and learn. Yeah, cause praying ain't enough for this blessing. I gotta see you work. I'm eating the entree, never let the mind stray. That's another man down. If they let the nine spray, if I put your mans down, forgive me for God's sake. In a different mind state, how this gon' play out? I'm eating the entree, never let the mind stray. That's another man down. If they let the nine spray, if I put your mans down, forgive me for God's sake. How this gon' play out? I put some points up on the scoreboard. Heard they wanted fire, I supply it like a warlord. Saying that you love me ain't enough, you need to show more. Got him hanging by the soul cord. I've been on the east side, brother. All bangers, no B-sides, brother. If you see me, throw the peace sign, brother. I seen homies turn to fraudulent snakes. Ayo, but fuck it, appreciate you showing your face. Fuck them Harvey Dent niggas, can't afford them the space. I lace curses, don't get put into a vulnerable place. Let them know. Silly rappers wanna pass me, I could never let them. And I don't need expensive jeans to know I'm better than them. And I got Cuzzo by my side, he said you better get him. Love to my bros out in PR, I couldn't dare forget him. Yeah, I've been jotting intricate poetries, vibes, high quality, smell the poesy. Yes, I'm eating the entree, never let the mind stray. That's another man down. If they let the nine spray, if I put your mans down, forgive me for God's sake. In a different mind state, how this gon' play out? I'm eating the entree, never let the mind stray. That's another man down. If they let the nine spray, if I put your mans down, forgive me for God's sake. How this gon' play out?
Alright, Soup, I'm about to kill the music. What's up, everybody? Hello. So if you guys want to send out your invites, let's show some support for our guest tonight. And the show will start in about a minute, okay?
Okay, I keep touching this by mistake.
Meta Talks Live will start in 1 minute. Please take your seats.
I like this part right here. Come on. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the add a little something to it, just to encourage you. We're gonna take it to church later. Let's go! We'll be marching right until the victory is won. To all my brothers out there. Hold your head up, brothers, till the victory is won. To all my sisters in the struggle. Keep believing, sisters, till the victory is won. Till that day. Till that day comes. Hey. Let us march on to victory. Till victory.
All right.
I ain't gonna help.
All right. Welcome to Meta Talks Live. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Can we get some confetti? Can we give some confetti? I appreciate everybody for coming out tonight. Man, let me tell you, it's been a year since this show has been in existence. Tomorrow marks our 1 year anniversary of Meta Talks Live, which is pretty amazing. I think I've mentioned to a few people before, but you know, this world started out of a point of frustration and me looking for a way to prove myself, but turned into something absolutely life-changing for a few of the creators in the space as we presented opportunities for healing as well as exposure. But really, it's the healing part that's the important part about the show. But it's been an amazing journey, man. This is season 4. This is show number 6 of season 4. And our guest tonight, man, let me tell you. So I first ran into this guest tonight a year ago, more than a year ago, probably in December of 2021. and I went into his world and I saw the Flintstones and the Jetsons, and I was so
Oh, I
confused.
love that one.
I was like, where did these come from? I had no idea where these things came from. Nobody at that point was really building like that. Um, I think we had a couple nightclubs and, just the random worlds back then. But man, the realism and the feeling that was put into that work was absolutely amazing to see.
Chopper.
It was unbelievable.
Hi, Chopper.
But
I love
I'm
your
a,
classroom game.
all right. Hey,
I
Cat,
saw
we're
you
having a show here,
the
Cat.
other
If you
day.
don't mind, just
Oh.
put yourself on mute for just a second. Thanks, buddy. But I tell you, man, watching this person's growth throughout the year, the way he's been able to communicate his feelings through his artwork has been absolutely amazing. I encourage everybody, if they haven't seen it, he has a world women of virtue, and I think everybody in this space needs to go and check that world out. It's an older world that's been around for a couple of months, but man, it is masterful in its presentation. But listen, I'm gonna stop talking about this dude, and I'm gonna let him tell his story. Um, just an inside joke. This guy used to wear yellow suits everywhere he went. That's why I'm wearing the yellow hat and yellow glasses. So for all of those that know him from back then, you remember him in his yellow suit before he started spending money on the good stuff. But man, without further ado, let me bring to the stage Blaqjedi. Coming up, brother.
Hey, let's go.
Did you get the reference with the yellow hat? You're on mute.
Yes, sir.
Stage
yes,
is
sir.
yours,
Yes,
brother.
sir. Oh man. Look, man, first off, I want to thank Root, man, for having me, man, especially on a special occasion as this, man. This show has been like nothing but like a positive place for people, and a good place for people to just, speak about the things they dealt with while being in this place. So for me to be up here and, and at such a time like this, man, I appreciate you choosing me, man. And I love this area, man. What can I say? Like he said, man, like when I came into space, man, it was like a space that like really defined. Everybody was kind of secluded. You kind of had to kind of like literally
Sorry.
pull teeth
I'm gonna remove
to
myself.
try. You literally have to pull teeth
God damn.
to get help, or at least try to learn from somebody. They really wasn't giving out information like that. So like that was one of the things that I told myself that I was gonna do once I learned something, that I was gonna pass on that knowledge.
I'm so sorry.
And so with me, like the moment I started learning how to script, learning how to build, like I was from that moment,
Do me a favor.
I was
Can you-
like,
can you stop, brother? Thank you.
I was like, look, as soon as I learn how to do that, yep, we got him an Uber. Don't worry about it. So, I literally just started helping people. Like, I was probably at the very, very basic level of doing it, but I still knew something. So from that point, I was like, look, let me help somebody, because I don't want to be in the mindset of where I was when I got here, where nobody wanted to help, or you had to pay some astronomical number for them to help you. That was my thing, where I wanted to change the community, because I wanted to change the look of it. Because to be honest with you, like us, it was crazy that I can go to someone else with a lighter hue and get help, but somebody that matches my hue color is going to charge me for the simple stuff. So it was me. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change that. So I got backlash about helping out, putting music in worlds and all that, because people was like, "No, man, why you gonna give it out for free?" Like, so worlds can be better, so people can, get better. And like where we are now is a perfect example of when people start to like help each other, and where we got to. Like there, that like somebody like Sade, who came in this space and was not trying to build. And you look at her now, you like, you telling me she wasn't building from 2002? The way you look at the work she builds, the way things she does, like shoot, perfect example, M5 Divine. Like she came into space, she wasn't trying to build. She didn't even want to move blocks. And so like you look at her work now, you like, how? And it all comes from people just, being positive and, reaffirming each other like, hey, you'll get better. You'll get better. I'm telling you. And that's all it takes. Like, another perfect example, Copper, man, like where she is now, like when we first started, like Copper was out here hustling, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like it takes that kind of commitment for one, and then two, it takes people that's like willing to help and make people better. And that was one thing I knew I was going to tell myself I was going to do when people I know sometimes it does get exhausting, helping millions of people here and there. But to me, I think what pays off is the fact that people are able to grow and get better from me being in that with experience with them. So every time I leave a build mode with somebody, they've gotten better. And I'm not trying to jerk my name here, but I'm just saying, like, I want people to get better. I want you to be like, all right, you know what? I didn't know how to make a person respawn. Now I know how to. I didn't know how to make things visible and not visible. Now I know how to. And whenever I work with somebody, look, hey, do you got this? Do you got this? I'll pull out assets. Hey, do you got this? Do you got this? And that, to me, giving it to someone else and letting it grow is better than keeping it to yourself and letting it stay stagnant. And to me, that is one of the, I think it should be the staple of Horizons, where, give it away and let it grow. And I think the best person that's ever done that to me would be Vidju or Laix 05 and he's one of those people who just like want to see people be better. People, like, he has this weird like joy about him. I say weird because it's, you like, how is somebody this happy like in every second of his life? But that's that type of stuff is like, the kind of stuff I like being around, like people that's just completely positive. Like, look, you know what? Hey man, let's go have fun and just, jump around and laugh and joke. And life is too short to be, so uptight and like, I don't know. It's just, to me, I just feel like this space was made for people to have fun. And some people just kind of take it and want to bring in, life drama. And I understand people go through stuff, but man, like, let this be a release. Let this be a place where you can grow and become something different. And one of the worlds that I built when I first got here, like you were saying, was Woman of Virtue. And that world to me was it was a personal thing. And I know most people are like, yeah, you're not a woman. No, but there are women in my life that dealt with things like that. And it spoke to me when from the song that Jasmine Sullivan wrote. And a song plays while you go through the experience of the world. And I wanted to convey it where people understand that you're not the only one that deals with it, and understand that some people got out of it. And I just wanted people, and I mean, to be honest with you, not just women, but persevere through things, no matter how devastating it may feel in the moment. Understand that, there's something better, and that you can get better. So, yeah. So for me, it's just, I'm more of like dealing with emotions. So like you'll see like worlds that I have like an actual meaning. Like, even though it's fun and it has that whole nostalgic Jetsons. For me, it was an emotional thing because growing up, we didn't have cable. So when we got these, it felt like we were watching the movies for the first time, and like being able to get those things and like watching the Jetsons and like finally getting Cartoon Network, it was like, makes me so humble. That's why I'm always like, people like, bro, why you so always upbeat? Because I'm humble. Like where I am now, Like right now, I am in Rivera Beach next to the water, and I couldn't, if I was thinking about this 30 years ago, I wouldn't think it would ever happen. I bought my house a year and a half ago, and again, 30 years ago, I would never believe that would happen because where I was, like my mom and dad, we had the not gonna say traditional because that would be a bad thing to say, but like honestly, we just grew up so poor. We grew up without anything, and for me to see where I am now, where I'm able to put my family behind a gated community where my neighbors are doctors and retired judges, like that's an accomplishment for me. For some people, they just be like, "Oh, I just bought a house," but I grew up where crackheads and crack vials are on the ground, like real stuff, rocks and stuff, like crack rocks. It was everywhere in my elementary school. So to be where I am now, like that's why I'm always positive because I'm like, look, I could have been a statistic. Like I literally could have been a statistic growing up where I grew up. My brothers could have been a statistic. Like my mother should sacrifice for us to get where we are, and I'll never do enough to repay her for that. But God rest her soul. But she she knew that we had more potential than the places we grew up. So he moved us away from those areas, and it put us in more positive lights and that kind of stuff. Where I understand, like, making a sacrifice for someone else is a bigger thing than me being famous or bigger than me, my name. Like seeing someone else grow to be able to let someone else see their vision or see what they wanted to come to pass is a beautiful thing, man. Like when I be like, oh man, Jedi, bro, I can't believe you did this for me, bro. Like nobody ever talked to me, and I just like, bro, I be smiling like I'm glad I don't have a new pro, because like, bro, why are you choosing so hard? But like I be smiling, man, because it's like bro, the joy that person gets when somebody helps that they don't expect it is to me is worth more than money, because like your impressions on people last longer than giving them $200,000. At the end of the day, when they broke again, they not gonna remember that $200,000, but they will remember when you being nice. They will remember you sacrificing. They will remember you doing that. Then, like, to me, got me way more humble, because like I grew up where people just was in my family as well, was just like they didn't care and they did things I won't speak about here, but like it makes you think, like, why would you be so like evil in a sense? And like, just negative, like that stuff, like to me, like it's not worth it to be so negative and so like or withdrawn from people, because we all need people at the end of the day. Shay Arts doesn't get as big without people coming. I mean, I love her artwork to death. Like she's amazing, but without people, it doesn't go anywhere. Dude, Soul Train doesn't go anywhere without y'all. So why wouldn't I want to give back? Why wouldn't I want to help? Why wouldn't I want you to be on the level I am? So when you make, 2 years from now, and we got way more stuff to do, like to do work with in here, and you can look back and like, shoot, I got this good only because of someone else. Let me pass that on. I only got here because of, Meta Clean. Let me pass that on, because somebody else is gonna do a talk show and it's gonna be good as heck, and they're gonna be like, man, if it wasn't for Meta Clean, I probably would have never done a talk show. And it could be the next big thing. And it all comes from just being humble and recognizing, like, hey, I can do more by helping 5 people than holding in this, this great thing that I got. And like I said from the beginning, I'm always going to be a person that's going to share everything. So if you got something that you don't want to share with people, don't give it to me, because I'm gonna let you know now. I'm gonna give it away. Because I feel like this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Now I'm starting to sound like Kevin Hart. God dang it. Okay. But seriously though, I don't. It's not about like, hey, give me your, you give me something and then I give it away. But it's more about like, I feel like it can just be so much better if the things I learned about doing art, right? And I found a way to make art look a certain way, and I show that same to Sade or Shay Arts, or even Golden Hands, and it takes them to the next level. Don't you think that's worth it? To now she's making stuff that's going to, or he's going to take and make it to the next level. Now he can come back and show me, hey, Jedi, man, this junk you gave me, or thing she gave me, junk you gave me, look, I did. Now look what you can do with it. So that it's a flower that blooms, stingy with the water. How did it ever do anything else? How can it pollinate anything else? How can it do anything? It can't give to the bee. It can't give back. So now you've literally put a cog in a wheel that should be going. So I'm always gonna be watering the people around me, whether you like me or not. I don't know why you wouldn't like me, cool guy, but yeah, I'm always gonna be watering the people around me, man, because I feel like roses smell a lot better than mud. So I would definitely love to work with anybody here. You feel like you're on top tier level or the lowest tier level, I don't care. I love working with people. I love helping people. I don't think nobody could say that I just didn't want to work with them. I'm always busy, I'll give you that, but but I've never been in a position where I would not just help or work with somebody. I've even worked with people that people don't like, and they'd be like, man, Jedi, why you work with them? Why you did that with them? I was like, well, I mean, just because you don't like them, I mean, I can't help them. So, and I'm not one of those guys that pick sides. Like, if you don't like DB, everybody know me and DB's like the coolest cats in the street out here. But if you don't like DB or DB don't like you, I'm not gonna not work with you. And we know he's popular, but I'm not gonna let his popularity dictate who I am, or I'm not gonna let anybody's popularity dictate who I help and who I don't help, because I don't feel like it. To me, it matters. What matters is the fact that I'm able to help and I'm going to. So I just want to see people prosper, and I one of the things I love is art, and as everybody knows, so I always do is I always stop by art worlds all the time, especially on a late night. I'd be cruising through art worlds, whether it's made by the some of the best like Sade and Shay, or even the lower end people that don't know how to build great, but it's about the message, and it's about them pouring their heart into that work, and that's what I like to see is just passion, man. And I've always built with passion in everything I try to build. And I what I'm saying, I hope that everybody here does the same thing. Like, I hope we don't just be because oh, they got a new club, I'm gonna do a new club, or oh, they got an office space, I'm gonna build an office space. But build with a reason, with a passion, and have meaning behind it. So that way there's no doubt in your mind how you built it. Because there's gonna be a billion clubs coming from now into the end of metaverse. So don't feel bad for wanting to build one. Don't feel bad for wanting to build spades. Don't feel bad for, like, if you want to build those things, nobody owns nothing. Now, I can understand if you go in there and you try to remake Aaliyah tribute, like that would be cheesy. But I'm saying, like, don't be afraid to build because someone else done it. Because there's a million talk shows. But we all know Meta Talk Live, don't we? So they're even and it's not a shot at those other shows. It's just that they can do it, you can do it. And what you talk about may not be what they talk about. You have something that's gonna push somebody or help somebody in your show that one day that takes somebody off the edge or pushes them to, you know, be better. So and on this stage we've seen it where people like Latte, where all these people came in here telling her how her world helped them. And that kind of stuff matters, man. Like, what if she did take the negative about not being ever being put on shows or that and stop building? That guy that got help from being in her world is, like, to me, that's priceless. You can't put a figure on that because that's a human life that got saved just because she kept going. So if you ever feel like, you know, you ever get to a point where you just like, man, I'm done. Like, and I'm gonna lie, I've been there, and that was recent. 4-5 days ago. But it was the point where I realized that I'm not just building for me. I'm building for the people around me. Like I said, I'm always gonna water the people around me because roses smell way better than mud. So I want to see beautiful things out of the people that I pour into and the people that pour into me. So my circle's always open, my door is always open, my DMs are open. Not my Instagram now. My wife will cuss you out. But but you know my meta DMs, these party chats. But seriously, man, if y'all need help, man, don't be afraid to ask. I know some people you always get a no from. It's never a no with me. It's just when I got time, I'm going to make it. So it's not about that I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. May not be when you want me, but I'm dang sure gonna make it to the world and help you out. So, but that's me, man. That's me in the prettiest bow I can get. I'm a humble guy that always like to work with people, always try to make people laugh because I love laughter. I've always grown up around laughter. All I watched was comedy growing up and funny cartoons. So, like, I never was a class clown, but after class, I make you laugh, not a game by myself. But yeah, that's it, man. That's Jedi, man. Love y'all, man, and I just want to see the community grow every day, man. Appreciate you, Ms. Marty.
All right, you're not done yet. We're going to ask you some questions. So, anybody that hasn't been in the world before, your seats do allow you to ask questions globally. The red card that appears in front of you, if you want to grab it and hit confirm, it'll raise you up and it'll put you on global. So, anyone that has questions for Jedi, feel free to ask, or just give him his flowers.
Is it on me?
Yeah.
I just heard you did a really good Bernie Mac impression, and I'm new here, but that's what I heard, and I just
I don't know who the fuck told you that.
Okay.
No fuck lie, you know. My sons swear they know me. They swear for Lord they know me, but they don't. They swear they don't. Swear for Lord. Nah, man, I love Bernie Mac.
Hey, Blaqjedi.
What's up, Blue?
First, I want to thank you because you do help from helping me a couple times when I ask. I really appreciate that. Sometimes it's really difficult to ask because there's amazing creators in here, Shay Arts and Z Chan that I know. I don't know everyone else, but amazing. And sometimes there's a lot I don't know. And I want to ask, but you just don't want to bother people. So, it's like, right, you don't, and I don't want to become a pain, which I would never, but when I'm on, I'm like, oh man, I can't. I wish I knew how to do this. And I get frustrated. So I'll just get off and then come back and I'll try really hard. And sometimes get it. But how do you get around, not being apprehensive about asking? Because I find it so difficult to ask for help. And sometimes, and I have worlds right now just waiting because there's things I want and I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I need help.
There's two things I would say to that, right? One is definitely get on the Horizons Discord, because they have because they have people that help on a day basis. You'll schedule a time and they'll come to your world and help you with anything.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know, but definitely get on the Discord because that helps a lot. There's people who are way better scripters than me. They're just as good as me is building, if not better, and they will help as long as you show the time. And sometimes it'd be like, next week, but at least you got somebody that's gonna be there, that's dedicated to helping you because they get paid to do it. So they're gonna be there and they're gonna help and they're gonna make sure that it gets done. And the second thing is, don't be afraid to ask, because if you don't ask, it will never get answered. But just keep in mind when you do ask that people do have things going on, but don't be afraid to ask, because if, like I said, it's to me, if they're unwilling to ask, that's just somebody you don't need to be not willing to help. It's just not somebody you really want to be around anyway.
Yeah.
So because I can understand, like, oh look, I got some things I got going on, I got a world that I got to get done. That makes sense, because we all here to build businesses, get better, or whether it's love about building, whatever it is, we got those things to do. But I would just definitely never stop asking help. Even if you go and say, hey, hey, can you meet up with me on Friday? I know you got this going on, or meet up with me on Monday next week. Schedule something with somebody and be like, hey, just come and meet me then, versus just like building 25 worlds that's just sitting there and now you got 25 worlds you need help in, instead of like, hey, you could have just scheduled time for this world to get addressed and then this world to get addressed, and then that way it'll be a lot better for you, even if you can find the time through somebody's schedule. Because like I said, I've seen your stuff and you make some incredible stuff. You just need, like I said, don't ever, because it will be discouraging, and don't ever just stop asking for help. Oh shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Blaqjedi. I just want to attest to everything you said about you being positive and being encouraging and for the people, because when I first started building, my building was hard. Well, to me it was horrible because it wasn't what was truly my vision, and then circumstances happened, and I decided I was never going to build again, and it was talking to you and you encouraging me to keep at it that I feel like I've progressed a little better today than I was a month ago. And I want to thank
amazing.
you.
That's amazing. Look, and like with you, I remember the first time, like I believe it was you and PR Billy, I believe, right?
No, the first time was just you and I in your Black Panther world.
That's true. Yeah, that was it. And then like even working with him too, like with y'all, like I just wanted, like I seen the fact that you both were like kind of getting like this is so frustrating, and and I wanted, I was like letting you know I've been there. Like I've been to the point where like seeing all these cold blocks and being like, what the hell does that even mean? Like what do you mean vert, and what do you mean like all these terms that don't make any sense in real language? But it's just taking the time and teaching myself, because I told myself that no one's gonna help me and I'm still in the same spot. That's my fault. So if you want to progress, at some point you still have to say, I'm going to go learn. Because if you can stay in the same spot, yes, I feel like people should help, but at the same time, we have to help ourselves too. So
Mm-hmm.
I told myself I could sit here and be mad about it, like, dang, bro, like all you had to do is give me the music script. It's like it don't hurt nobody. Like, bro, all you had to do is just show me how to bring music in. Like, it ain't gonna hurt nobody. And I literally got to that point I wanted to stop. But then I was like, you know what? I know computers. Give me a month in there, and like that whole month, I kid you not, my wife used to come into the living room like, bro, why you still up? So, and I would be up from when I get on, which sometimes would be right after work around 6 p.m. until like 6 in the morning. And that's me like I would build with connected to my computer and have the screen up where Vid was teaching, like these old videos where he wasn't like known like that. So it was just small videos on YouTube. And I used to hold him up and then learn how to build while he was building, or not build, but script while he's scripting, and learning the why. Because the one thing that was never shown in some of these videos, not for him and not him, specifically, but it was not showing the why that was chosen, why this block was chosen, or why this thing was chosen. Because a lot of people build when they show how to do it. Oh yeah, all you need is this block, this variable, and you're like, whoa, variable. First of all, no, no, I wasn't ready. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that block from? So that's where I was like learning. Told myself, all right, look, I need to go find out what is this block and why do you even need to use it. And then I learned that block, and I learned everything that block can do, at least to the capacity of where I could. And then I went to another block, and I was like, all right, why do you need this block? What is this block is for? And I started to teach myself that way, and looking up even through different people or scripts that I had, or scripts that was in the tutorial worlds. I'll go through those and take them apart, attach them to something else, find something else, and find different uses. And I taught myself that way, and taught me to be able to teach other people, because I teach from a point of I don't understand. So I'm not going to teach to you and say, hey, grab a variable and make two more variables that say this and then use a connected script. And you like, so I'm going to talk to you as if I was that kid, like how I was when I first got on. So that way you understand, and it's not to make you feel dumb. Just to, look, I'm telling you, I understand where you are, and I must teach you like I know where you are. So that way you get it. So another quick shout out is Waffle Copter. He does basic scripting. I believe it's every Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. If you get on the Discord, he definitely teaches you everything in that. And like, he's one of those guys. Do not be afraid to ask questions when you're on his stuff, because he gets more mad if you ask and you wait till he get past it and then say, wait, what does this mean? And so please, if you need help from people, like Waffle Copter is one of the nicest crazy people. I'll say crazy, but he loves the art of scripting. So, and that's why I like the passion. Like I said, I love passion in people. So that's what I like about him. So, like I said, if you haven't already, please join the Horizons Discord. And there's a lot of help in there. Because a lot of people don't go there and then they just assume people are not going to help. But you gotta get where the community is and get that. But yeah, love you, Addie.
Thank you. Love you too.
Black.
Yes, sir.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. It's going like a Dick Tracy
two things. Two things. So first, man, I truly want to give you your flowers. Some of the challenges I have with this particular show is deciding not just who, but when. Right. I only have a limited amount of space and time to present the stage to people. Right. So I put a lot of thought into not just who I'd like to be on the stage, but really just when. But man, I gotta tell you, I've looked for an opportunity to get you on this stage based on the impact that you've had on the community, which is why I kind of chose today as a day for you. So what the impact that you've made here, and sometimes it's unfortunate in this space, right? Because there are so many new people, and the new people are creating their own communities, they're doing their things, they're doing amazing things, but sometimes they don't recognize who some of the pioneers of the space are, right? Some of the OGs. Thank you, Jolly Joe. Right. And I can literally say, like, without a doubt, like, you are like one of those first creators that made such a huge impact that the people that came in when I came in, we look at you like, all right, you need something done, or you reach a level of excellence, then this is the person you go see, based on your creativity. So I just want to make sure that you understand that. And I understand it can be frustrating sometimes in this space, but I don't want you to ever think that your talent is overlooked, because it truly isn't, especially with the people that have been here for a while. Man, we respect the hell out of you and the things that you've been able to do in this space. So I just don't want you to ever forget that. So that is my rose to you, sir.
Man, I appreciate that, man. 100%, man. It felt good to hear that, to be honest with you. Like,
absolutely,
because that was one of the things I was dealing with wanting to, like, not, like, in a sense, build anymore. I just wanted to, honestly, I was just be a scripter. I was just gonna go full force into learning how to script and, like, being able to, like, challenge people like Wafflecopter, not in the sense of trying to take his place, or like, I wanted to be as good as him. Like that was my drive. Like, at a point in my mind, I was like, why build and people don't come, or why build and not get the same support that you give out? And I had to reflect, and I was like, you're not really building for that. And that's where it took me. And I was like, you know what, man, I'm about to get back to having fun. Like, when I built Friday, it was just all fun. Like, because I just wanted to feel like what it felt like to be in that house when all that stuff was happening. Where, like, what it felt like to see Pops in the bathroom, or, like, walking up and it's like what it felt like. And I wanted to create that experience, man. And that's where I got back to, where it was like, you know what, I got to get back to that. And then I swear, I started to kind of, the people that I was hanging around were starting to feel like, these are the people I like being around, like CJ and M5 Divine. Like, we genuinely enjoy each other. Like, there's no, I want this from Jedi, or I want from M5, or I want this from CJ. It was just, we just enjoy being around each other. We can sit around and act like we building for like 3 hours and do nothing, and just be in there just laughing. So that's where I missed, because, like, I don't know if y'all know, but me and 504 used to be like the closest of friends. And we used to be everywhere she go. She's in build mode, I'm in build mode with her. I'm in both, she in build mode with me. And, like, she was so close. Like, she knew my kids, my wife. Like, we were like that. Like, and she, she dealt with she dealt with. And I'm pretty sure if y'all are on the show, y'all know. But and it was just like, when she kind of went away, she was almost like that glue between the people that we all hung around. So when she kind of went away, those people kind of went their different ways. So, and it wasn't like we all took it, like, I took it personally, but it was just like, I kind of like lost more than just her. Like, the people that came with her kind of went their own direction, and that kind of left me in a space by myself. So I was just like, well, dang, well, I guess I'm just going to keep, and every one of our builds, like, it would literally just be me. And then I'll add people, because, like, I love, like, laughing and joking with people, like Sade. Like, she'd be on a couple of my builds, like, and all we doing is just, like, chit-chatting it up, like, hey, I'm, shoot, I want to build this and then this, and we kind of like pushing off of each other, like, oh man, Jedi, this is gonna be dope. Or Sade, yeah, that you got to do that, man, you got to do that. And, like, CJ, like I said, M5 Divine, like, we just put each other on the build, not even to get help, but just to be there. It's just the experience, and that kind of stuff pushes you to be better. And, like, when I see, Victor drop when Vic dropped Club, Vic shut down half the metaverse. So it's like, so you know, it's one of those things where like I don't want to be, you know, a part of it in the sense of I want to, you know, build something in his room, in his space. Like I just want to be a part of the experience. Like dang, like what is in your mind when you're building this? What is driving you to put, you know, make the room blue? Or I mean, I know what it is, but that part I talking about, but just the like what puts that together in your mind to make it look like this. That's the kind of stuff that I like to know when people build, because that's the kind of stuff that you can peel off and find out the raw part of who someone is. And that's where I dig into people and I look at their artwork and I like, okay, I see you. And like I just love art, so I talk in that kind of way. Sorry, but anyway, yeah, that's just me, man. Like that's where I was. Like I said, I wanted to be when I was with those people with 504 and the people that came with that. That's where I was. I was the joy that was like, shoot, when I get on tonight, man, we all finna get in here and do our thing. You know, we finna have fun, and it kind of cut off from me a little bit, and I was just kind of like pulling at different people, like try to make friends out of, because it's like the space becomes a little honestly boring when you're by yourself. And like building by yourself can become like so like and that's why I said I love that the M5 and CJ build together. Like even though she may do like 100% of the build, CJ's just there, or CJ doing the build, she's just there. Like it's that connection that make that build a lot better. Like you know, like it's like maybe it's just a feeling like, oh, CJ looking at me build this, let me make sure this is good. Like even if it's that, like that's the kind of stuff that makes things better and make people better. And that experience I was missing, and that kind of pushed me into a space where it's like, dang, like do I really want to do this? And to be honest with you, like when that whole save fail thing was happening, like well now while it's happening, it really took me to like, do I really want to do this? Because like why can't I just build and be done? Like every time I touch a block, if save failed, save failed. And words mean a lot. And in my mind, I keep seeing failed. That's a thing where it's like, all right, am I here? Like, what am I here for? Like I said, that's what got me there. But then it's like being in a room with people like CJ and Invite Divine, like that just kind of rejuvenated that feeling of like want to keep going. So I appreciate y'all.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, my second part is Angel the artist. First, wants to give you flowers. She says she wants to give you flowers. Jedi was one of the first collabs I was with, and I love your work ethic and you're smart, funny, and amazing to be around. And she has a question for you. She says, is there any lane you regret not taking on this platform? So thank you, Angel.
Yes, thank you, Angel. Thank you. I think the one thing I do regret is, I don't know if you want to call it regret, but I wish I would have done more of was in the beginning when I first started. I had a chance to take advantage of where I was. Like when I was starting to build like the, you know, things that got recognition, and especially like when I dropped the video of how to put music in, a lot of people were like, dang, Jedi. And I never took advantage of that moment. I just kind of like shrunk in the moment. And that, cause like, to be honest with you, I'm not an out like spoken person. And it sounds funny, right? But like I push myself to be this person. And every day I like try like, cause like I really would, if I'm being honest, I would go and be a different character and come in here and build and nobody would know who I am. But I stay where I am because I understand where that lane could take me. So when I had the notoriety where I was at the time, I never took advantage of what I should have done. And I should have like capitalized on pushing my YouTube, capitalized on pushing my Instagram and putting my name out there and being in those lanes where you see like Oculus 410 and Lex and all of them. I was literally a household name just like they were, and I never pushed it because I didn't want to be, in a sense, famous. Like I didn't want to be the guy that did that. Like if like I tell my wife all the time, I was like, I want to be wealthy. I don't want to be rich. I mean, I don't want to be famous. I'm a background guy. That's why I'm always in people's build mode rather than on the front end. Because I'm one of those guys that like to keep the engine going, but you don't need to know who I am. So it's to me where I was starting to get pushed out there. I started to retract a little bit because I didn't want to be out there. So it was just like it was like one of those positions where, you know, hey, God put me there and I didn't take the lifeline. So I regret that I never pushed myself as hard as I could to take that time, that moment of where I was and push it to the next level. Because I felt like if I would have, then maybe I would have been in a position where some of these people are now. Because, you know, like somebody like Angel, like she builds for Meta. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a brand that you can take home and be like, look, man, you can say what you want about me. You may not like my green, but I'm getting green. You know what I mean? So, but like that's where I kind of pulled back because I didn't want to be out there like that. And I don't know if it was more the fact that I was afraid of being successful or I was just afraid of just being in the front. I really can't tell you what that is for me, but I that was the one regret I did have.
M5, you're on mute.
Can y'all hear me? All right.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We can hear you, Love. We can hear you, Love, right? Loud
You
and
so
clear.
funny. No. All right. Jedi. You didn't drop my name. If you made me feel like somebody, okay? Look, let me find out I'm
I ain't gotta
somebody
make
off
you
in
feel like
here.
nobody is.
Listen, okay, listen. So, okay, so I'm not sure if I want to give you a bouquet or a bush or Lord, because listen, okay, you're probably right. Water it, because I'm gonna drop the bouquet and the bushes in front of the crib. Okay, listen. So you're right. We do spend a lot of time on Bilmo, even though we don't be working. We don't be working. We spend a lot of time in Bilmo. But one thing I can say is you have dropped so much knowledge without me even asking. And even when I do, you pull up like a Mac truck, like, listen, okay, I got 5 minutes. The 5 minutes turned into 3 hours. But I appreciate the 5 minute, 3 hour session. Okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for.
Wait a minute. My chair is going down, child.
They didn't hit you with the Oscars. They didn't hit you with the play.
They didn't play you played me off like that. Listen, I said, no, my chair not going down. I did not. But but really, I appreciate you. I thank you for so much for sharing every tidbit of information you done gave. You listen.
Listen, as long as it's flowing my way, it's gonna flow your way.
Listen, and that's on a daily basis. That's on every bill dang there that me and CJ have. You own every single one. You own the regular on the editor's list. But I just thank you for you not being tight-lipped, always willing to share, never giving a no, even when you busy and got other things to do. You still take time to come in and make. Our stuff makes sense, but it makes more sense after you come and giving us your insight. So, listen,
I appreciate that.
I really greatly appreciate you. I'm not gonna talk too long, so I'm not gonna be crying. Rupert got some onions in here sitting around. I always got you in here crying. You come on here, so
one of
you
them
gotta
in
be
here.
careful.
I think somebody cutting something in my hotel room.
I walked through the door and I started getting misty, and I was like, said Rupert and that onion soup he leave at the door. But you already know, whatever you need, I got your back. like chiropractor. You hear me?
Let's
Okay.
do it. All right. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you 100%. Shot low.
Lord help us.
Damn. So first
What
of
up?
all,
What up?
so first of all, we're gonna stop you from that line saying that you not a household name. But you are a household name. I don't think there's nobody in here that don't know Blaqjedi.
Come on here. You telling the truth.
Right.
You telling the truth.
I mean, for a person to be able to build in anybody's lane,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
a very dangerous man. They said if they need a car built, you can go to Blaqjedi. You're gonna build a car.
Lord have mercy. mercy.
Yeah,
I might take up all your capacity, but you got you a nice ass car.
Y'all, he lying because that green card that he built with the interior, he still had images in the house. With a house
Lord have
and
mercy.
images.
Did,
So
and
obviously the
did,
capacity
and
was there, sir, with multiple
was.
pictures.
Again.
You might be
Say it
right.
again.
can't
You
lie.
might right.
Then
Man,
your
only on
art,
Tuesday though.
you got artwork, and then your artwork is on point. Then your architecture on point. But
Lord
I mean,
help
what can we do? You know, we started all at the same time. I think you like the only person that's able to tell the difference between who built what.
Yep.
Especially when it becomes between me and Divine, because it'd be like most people
Lord
be like,
have
I
mercy.
don't know which one. Who built this one and don't know that the other one just builds. Like and actually be in build mode with us. So it
Good Lord.
and it's
Well, man,
and,
y'all
it's
leave.
good to have
To be honest, like you can tell, like I said, I see people's passion and I see things in the way people build. Like, to not go off the rail too far, but like somebody like Sherazade, like when he builds a certain way. So when you see the work, you be like, oh, Sherazade did this. And for me anyway, I can look at it and be like, Sade did this. Or I can look at it and be like, oh, this definitely copper. Like it's because I don't look at people's work to be like, oh, I'm just gonna like your world. Like, no, I look at your work as if I was trying to do this, what convey. So that's how I look at people's stuff and I try to get to them through their work. So that's why I feel a certain way when people just throw up blocks on walls and then stuff walls. Come join my world. Like put something in it. Like don't just try to throw out something just to stay relevant. Make a reason that there's a reason why you build it. There's a reason why I'm putting this out here. And it's not to say that you can't go and have fun. That's not what I want people to take from that. But just like have a reason. Even if it's fun, then all right, that's what it is. But you can't get mad if like Victor does a club, but Victor does a club and it's more than just four walls. It's more than just that. Like he puts himself in his work. So when you go in there, you be like, yeah, I can tell that Victor did this crap, man. Look at this mess, man. Look at this. Man, he didn't. You already know. Like you can see that and that's how I can see when you build and when she builds because I see what y'all do when y'all build. And I looked at it, and the first thing I said, I was like, yeah, I seen this before. And I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I can tell you did this. Like it's because I can tell the way you build, by looking at the way you build and your passion behind how you do it. So. And like I said, even that day we met for like a couple of minutes in the world he was just building, like we both learned something from each other. And that's the kind of stuff that happens when you're genuine with people. Like shout out to Wayne, he's one of the most genuine people I know too as well. But it's one of those things where like I said, people world to be like, oh, this is nice. Like, no, I want to see the reason. Yeah, I want to be a fan. Right. I want to be a fan of your world. So I can like, all right, so when you drop something, I see what you're doing and I see a reason behind it. And like I said, like y'all two have a distinct way y'all build, and I love every part of it, man. Like I learn from y'all, whether y'all know it or not. And I learn from a lot from everybody. So when I go to your world, see you did this and this and this. I'm not finna go to my world and do the exact thing, but I learned from that and say, all right, I see how that works and I see how people interact with that. So I'm gonna go and do something in my world that makes people feel the same way, or because that impacted somebody so greatly. Like the like when La Chocolate was starting to build, she started building personal things where she would, build her kids and build those personal moments, and she was connecting with herself, and she would literally cry on her own work because she's pouring something out. It meant something and it had a feeling in it. So when other people seen it, they felt that. And that's where I mean by just not building just to just throw shapes together. Have a reason. Whether it don't have to be emotional. Now, it doesn't have to be, this whole almighty thing that changes everyone's life, but just have a reason. Have a passion behind what you do.
Indeed. So I'm about to ask this question, right?
Uh-oh. What's that?
Bruh, Meta gave us no cap. You can build as much as you want, no cap. What you building?
So first thing I want to build, if I had no capacity, would be my life. I would want to build a chronological map of my life. So you would see the progress. Honestly, I could see the progress from where I was and then build a future to where I want to go. So then I would always be striving for. So like I would want to create that to show like, all right, I made it to here. Y'all remember those old black movies where they played that old Twister song at the end, and then everybody they had a little storyline of what they did after the movie ends. They don't really show it.
Right.
So like that's kind of where I want it to be. Like my story isn't finished, but this is what I've been through. So I would want to make a detailed, like showing me as a kid, showing me like going through the things I went through that created the man that I am. So then you would have an understanding of who and why I am the way I am. So that's to me would be like the ultimate piece that like if I ever was to be like mic drop, I'm done, that would be that piece.
Oh Lord. Mic drop.
Nice.
I'm done. Here you go. It'll be a mic drop. We all be in there crying forever.
Nah, I mean, look, I've had a tough life, man. I really have, but you really wouldn't know it because I don't keep myself down because of it. I raise up because of it. So I look at it as my mom didn't do all this for me to stop now. My dad didn't, is not as much as he could have done more. He didn't do that much for me to stop now. So those sacrifices can't be like me. I can't let those go unmatched. Vic.
What's going on, Black brother?
Yes, sir. What's going on, man?
I'm not much, man. I just want to say I'm a fan of your work. Anytime you drop something, I try to make my way through. Appreciate everything you do. I'm a fan of the artwork, fan of the couple vehicles that you've made. I think you was one of the 3D goats. You started off doing the 3D artwork and whatnot, the cartoon characters. Just want to say, man,
yes, sir.
appreciate your gift and what you bring to the metaverse. And got one question for you. As far as the movies and the TV shows, are you planning on doing anything else like that?
Oh man, I got asked that, and it's two that I really want to do. Well, three. I want to finish. I want to do Friday After the Next. I think I'm gonna do that. But the two that I really want to do is I want to create and I don't know if it's done, and if it is, Excuse my language. Fuck 'em.
Sorry.
But I want to build the cast that Anastasia was in when she first came. And I know I'm throwing it out there. If somebody builds it, oh well, mine's gonna be better.
Who's
Right.
We know that. We know. We already know.
But I want to build that, and if and to be honest with you, if you want to collab, I'm all for it. I just want to I want to build it because it's so massive and it's a challenge, and it's one of those things where I just want to build it because, like I said, when I build, I want to experience the feeling of like when she first walks in and she sees that building, it's like, why am I here? How do I get to see this? Like, we don't get to see those things in real life. I can't physically get my passport right now and just fly somewhere and go and see a place like that. But I can create it here and still give that experience to other people, not just myself. So
yes,
that's one of the one thing I really wanted to do. And since I was a kid, I loved this show back in the day, and not a lot of people talk about it now, but a lot of new stuff mimics it a lot. It's called Ronin Warriors. And I see you step back, player. Yeah. And I really want to do that because it means a lot, because me and my brothers used to watch this show every morning. It was that, and when Dragon Ball first came out, we used to watch Ronin Warriors, Dragon Ball, and this other show called American Warrior, I think. American something. I can't remember this, but it's these. And yeah, American Warrior, yeah. So we used to watch it every Sunday, but we never get to finish watching Dragon Ball because it always starts right. We got to go to church. So Mom be like, turn TV off, let's go. But because Dragon Ball, it'll power up for 16 episodes, and you be like, just get to it before we got to go to church. But it just it really has meaning, because it's like what me and my brothers experienced. Like, that was the only, like, one of the joys that we had growing up, because we didn't have a lot. So we always were grateful for the small things. So like now all are in positions where we would never believe we are now. I love the nostalgic feeling of those things. Like, that's why I built the Jetsons. It was a reason why I did the Flintstones and Jetsons. I could have done anything, but it was because it had a reason, a feeling behind it. I wanted to build that. And growing up watching the Flintstones, the real version came out, you could tell me nothing. So it was like those things created experience, and I wanted people to experience what I felt when I seen those things. So that's why I build the things I built. But yeah, like I said, Ronin Warriors is gonna probably be one of those ones where I'm probably gonna be in build mode for a while. So Blue Rose, you better get to me before I get started on that one.
Me too.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, seriously, and like I said, it's just gonna be that. Those are the ones that I really, really want to do. I'm probably gonna do next Friday first to kind of get it done, and kind of have fun with that. That's gonna be more of a fun project. But these other two are more like a passion project, and yeah. Appreciate it, Vic. Luby.
Black. So I've always been one of your biggest fans. I love your work. I think you're amazing. And I just want to say, if you need somebody to hang out with, put me on all your builds. I don't build, but I just hang out with people when they're building, and I'll even act like an adult. Normally, I'm a big old crazy kid. I'm goofy. I don't act my age, even though I stopped dying and let my gray come in. But I would love to hang out with you. People, like, one thing that's weird now when people are in build mode, I miss so many people because they're on, but you can't interact with them. You can't talk to them, and you can't join them. And so it's different than the way it used to be, I guess. So
no,
I am always here to hang out and have some fun. I might not be a builder, but I do like to just support the people that build in here. And you are one of my true favorites. And you are amazing. And I love your work.
You. And I'll say this, if, like, to be honest, I do build alone a lot, and like usually I'll bring CJ and 5 in, and it's not to like help. It's just to like be there. Like I like to, I love the interaction. It kind of keeps me moving, and it kind of keeps me like, all right, like, oh shoot, I got to do this. Oh yeah, I got to do that. And then sometimes they do drop things. Hey man, maybe that will make sense. And even if I don't take that advice, it brews something else. It brews something else in my mind to say, oh, I may not do that, but I'll take that advice and use it like this. So, yeah, man. If you ever see me active,
I'm an
man,
option.
give me a party.
Yeah. I hang
No,
out with
definitely.
Blue
Like
through
I'm
all
saying,
of her builds. All the
listen.
time.
If
Everything
I'm
she
being
does,
real,
I'm
if
with
I'm
her.
ever active, hit me with a party chat, man. I most likely will add you on.
You
Like,
answer. Some people don't even answer. I see
no,
that bell.
listen. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. Sometimes I computer and my I'll answer, but it's sometimes I be in slow mode, and when I'm on my computer, I won't answer because my computer has already muted my voice to a point where I can't unmute it. I would have to get off Horizon, get back on, and then unmute myself. So if I ever answer, it would you just hear silence, and then you look like I'm just answering to ignore you. And but most of the time, like if you send me an invite, man, to a party chat, and you want to get on the bill with me, I don't mind it. It's not like I'm afraid you're gonna steal it. Everybody knows my work. So
I don't build. I can't steal nothing.
no, I'm just saying, like I'm not afraid to put anybody on my bill because I don't
steal anyway.
No one's gonna steal. No, I got you.
Yeah,
I just being, cool about it, just because
so
I know
if
people
you
get afraid.
Answer, and I can't hear you. I know that you can hear me, and I can be like, "Hey, I want to join you. What you doing? Just send me an invite, even though you can't
And
answer
I'll send
me.
you an invite, and then I'll jump back on so you can hear me when you get back in. So, and that's what I'm saying. I don't mind it because like I said, I build a lot by myself. I got.
Did I freeze?
No.
Okay, not me.
No, I think he did.
Okay.
Hey, beautiful
I'm in
people.
California in the storms. Hey,
What's
Wayne.
Yeah. It's a storm.
Well, I'm in California, so it's nothing but storms. We're gonna have a power outages, internet going down. It's just ridiculous. So my internet's a little wonky these last couple of weeks.
What part of California you in?
Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area,
My grandma in Fresno.
All right, so while Jedi is working out whatever he's got going on, I see a lot of new faces in here. Y'all make sure to grow your networks, add each other up, become friends for each other. That's what this space is all about, man. It's about connectivity, creating an amazing network because we're a big circuit. So let's keep that energy flowing to the room. So if you see somebody that you've never met before, just add them up. Just add them up. Speaking about day ones, shout out Nocturnal. What's up, brother?
Hey,
So
what's going on?
Nocturnal decided to go get married while he was on the platform. But he wanted one of the first
Congratulations.
people pushing people's
Appreciate
content
it.
creations with photography and media. So shout out to Nocturnal.
Hey, appreciate it, y'all. Yeah, definitely. I just want to slide in for a hot second, see what's going on with the world. And yeah, it's been a year now since the age, and I'm just found out last week we're gonna be a father now. So
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
yeah, man.
That's
Good
wonderful.
So big shout out to you better being a day one, Soup on the camera, Nubia Blue, and all the other ones that was rocking with me day one, and unfortunately more real life events still going on. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be
we
great.
ain't never going to see now, huh?
Nah, man. The wife. I wouldn't say never. But I seen the headset collecting dust. I'm like, man, let me hop in for the one time, see what's going on in the world. So definitely like to see people still around, man, still holding it down, man. So if y'all haven't already liked the world, man, y'all make sure y'all like the world.
Well, listen, I'm
Instagram.
gonna say this is 1 year since we started the show. We started the show March 22nd of 2021. Back then, we were all really new to the space. We were all trying to find our own lanes. But man, I look at the amazing talent that's in this room. And again, the majority of you guys, I know I've seen your journey since the time of here. and what you've been able to accomplish in a year is breathtaking. In my physical world, I have the ability to build businesses, and I'm an entrepreneur and I do all kinds of stuff. But I tell you, it doesn't work this quickly in the physical world. It doesn't. And what you've been able to do and the way you've been able to establish yourself, and our guest is back, so I'm gonna get off the stage. It's just been amazing, man. So don't quit the journey. Welcome back, Jedi.
What up, man? So I was using my hotspot and my phone died. Forgot to plug it up. So the hotel internet sucks. So yeah, travel life, it sucks sometimes. But yeah, Bill, definitely hit me up. And if I'm definitely on, and I'm actually on, because the other thing to that is sometimes I forget to turn my headset off, and if I'm connected to my computer, it'll say that I'm still online, and people be like, I get back on and I got like 75 notifications. You be like, dang, I don't ever show up. It's because Jedi really wasn't on. So, but yeah, man, like I'm always willing to work with people, man. It kind of, like I said before, it gets to a point where you kind of it sucks to build by yourself completely, and you just kind of need that camaraderie. And like I said, that's why I love collabing with people. I go into their build modes because I want to see what you're working on. I want to see what's driving you to keep building, and that's the kind of stuff I like seeing. Up, CJ.
Hey, so you in the hotel? Are you close the food places when you got hungry? And did you Uber Eats? Did you Uber Eats or did you walk to go get the food?
Get your man. Hey, I don't like I knew today that I was gonna Uber Eats once it got past like 5:00 and I was still at work. Training these people, I was like, yep, I'm Ubering tonight. I'm a Uber before I get home so they can meet me there. So I was like, and I was trying to get here as quick as I can. I was already like, dang, I forgot this thing is at 8:00. And I was like, I literally left the I gotta get all the way home. And I still got my work clothes on. I'm sitting on the other bed because I don't want my bed to smell like chicken. So yeah, I'm not doing that. I always get two beds. I do it every time because that bed, all my stuff, like that bed smell like everything else. But this bed gonna smell like fresh meat. That's old stank meat. This is fresh meat. That's how
That's what I mean. It's Kevin Hart.
Listen, I Uber every time. Like I get to my hotel and I be like, bro, I'm Uber.
Yeah, I do. I do have a question. What's up, man? I'm a fan.
Yes, sir.
Are you sound awfully a lot like Kevin Hart, man.
Hey. You know what's funny?
Like,
the first time,
a lot. Like, whoa.
The first time I did impression, we were in DB's studio. And this is when DB Studios was like one of the top studios here. By the way, it's still one of the dopest studios. So if you want to go by, go by. Speaking of that, he's about to revamp it. Let me stop giving out sample plugs. Anyway, but no, we was in the VIP, and I was like, I got on the mic, and I was like, look here, people, if you go drop some of the hottest bars, do it now. You do it now. I tell you right now, I'm giving the first person $1,000. Everybody in there was like, "Oh shit! Hey, I'm finna get on mic." It's Kevin, and like everybody was so funny. Everybody paused for a second and looked at the VIP. It was like, "Is that really Kevin Hart up there?" I was like, first off, it's not Kevin Hart. Once you guys get excited and start sweating in your headsets. Didn't want you to do that. But it was one of the funniest things ever, man. I love doing impressions, and my aunt's like Jamaican, and she has a bit of an accent still. Yeah, right. Well, so when I hear a chocolate do it sometimes, you're like, well, go on. And sometimes I have to hold back because sometimes I'll let out an accent by accident. And like I do them all the time. So when I go to these stores, I train people in gas stations a lot for my job. So we know all gas stations are owned by mostly So sometimes I have to catch myself because I'm like, Monday, what are you doing? And I'm like, and they're like, hey, yo, can you come down and teach me how to do this? I'm like, yes, sir. I'll tell you. I'm like, oh shoot, I had to catch myself because I'm about to get fired for imitating these. and it's like I had to catch myself sometimes. Like even with like Jamaican people, they'd be like, sir, I want you to come get me a chicken, and I'm like, bro, what you're doing? You don't come down and ask me to. And then I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't mean that. I don't need you to go book. I don't know what that means in real life. So like I have to catch myself in some of my stuff, man. Like people, especially like some people who have like British accents, I find myself almost doing them. Like we all know British Candy has an accent. And she was like, hello, how you doing? And I was like, I'm doing, how are you? And then I was like, wait a minute, this is not Bridgerton, let me stop. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was like, Lord Bridgerton, what are we doing here, sir? And so but it's one of my passions I love doing too. I like to do imitations, and Kevin Hart just fell right in place, man. It ever since his first stand up, man. I've been even before then, to be honest with you, when he was in 40-year version, I found myself like kind of doing Kevin Hart sometimes, especially like when I start ranting, it just happens fast, and I'm just talking normal out of nowhere. Like people, first of all, what we're not gonna do is this. And people are like, wait, did you just do the Kevin Hart? I was like, maybe, but what I need you to do is not come here, okay? When you come here, I need you to sit down. And when you sit down, I need you to shut your mouth. And when you do that, just be quiet, people. I just want you to do that, okay? That's it. So, yeah, man, you'll see me doing it a lot because it just happens.
Please. When you go on stage, I want to be there.
I did one.
Skit.
I don't know who commonplace it was. I was just traveling and nobody would get on stage. And I just jumped up there and did it. It was a spirit, like it was just like spirit of the moment. And I was like, why did I do this? I don't like being in the front. And I got up there and did Kevin Hart, and everybody's like, nah, keep going. Right? And so as soon as I said that, I said, I ain't doing no more fucking shit. Y'all ain't paying me for this, You motherfuckers ain't paying me. So at that moment, my wife yelled at me. She's like, "Why are you so goddamn loud?" And I was like, "I gotta go, guys." So, but yeah. So I get to enjoy a little bit when I'm in a hotel because I can be as loud as I want to, and my wife ain't like, "Why are you still up?" But
your inner extrovert is coming out.
It is. I think it is. And honestly,
it out, so
it actually came out at the end of middle school, but I still kind of came back a little bit because I was always a shy kid coming up because the things I like, nobody around me liked them. So I never wanted to speak about it because it felt like people gonna think I'm weird. So I literally love like how motherboards look, like how they connect and those kind of things. So the world that I'm building now has those things in them, like how motherboards look with
resistors and transistors.
Yeah. So
because I'm a real nerd.
It is, but yeah, it's just me. I just like now. I just like if you don't like me, I don't care. So I think that plays a lot into.
Now we love you, and all your weirdness is amazing. So come on with it. Stop putting yourself back in and just come on out. We ready for you. The world is ready for you now.
Geek out.
I'm coming out. It took us a while.
Hey.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I want the one to know.
I forgot what it was. Let me sit down.
First of all,
I just want to say that
I was talking about. What's up, man?
I just want to say it's dope what you do. My wife is a big fan of Kevin Hart, and so she's looking you up on Instagram. And I just want to say you're dope, man. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I actually got 2 bits on there. One of me being Bernie Mac, and I used the little face swap thing, and I look like Bernie Mac, and I used the face swap thing and look like Kevin Hart. And the reason for that bit was literally, I kid you not, I'm driving down. This is back. Well, I had a big crispy crunchy van, which most of y'all don't know. It's a chicken place. And I'm driving down the road and I'm going through Atlanta. And mind you now, in Atlanta on highway, the speed limit is 95. So we riding down this highway. And this guy pulls up next to me, and you know how you feel like somebody's looking at you, and I'm like, why does it feel like I feel like this dude is like hovering next to me and like looking at me? So I was like, look, I'm gonna look over, and if he's looking at me, I'm gonna speed up. And I imagine I'm already going 90, so it's like, do I really need to speed up? So I look over, and he's like, and I'm like, oh, what the hell he want right now? So I roll my window down. And first thing he's like, "Hey man, you got some chicken in that truck?" And I'm like, first of all, even if I have chicken, you want me to throw it to you? Like we going 90, and like my response in my head is like my comedic mind is like when people pull up near me, like they be having like the Comcast truck or Sprint or whatever, like you got some chicken in that truck, and I'm like, look, you got some free service in yours? Like you keep asking me for, you know what I'm saying, you working for a freaking Home Depot, you got some free wood, free plywood or something? Shit, don't be asking me for chicken. So in the bit, in the bit, I'm like, I act like Kevin Hart. I was like, first of all, people, I don't have no chicken in this truck, okay? Don't pull up on me asking me for chicken, okay? So I go on this little rant about not having chicken, and I did it again as Bernie Mac, and I'm pretty sure that's the way your wife was talking about. But yeah, it's man, I like, sometimes I do it, and then like I when Georgia was voting for, I believe they were voting for their governor, and I did Ray Charles because you know he's from Georgia and whatnot, and I was like, I can't believe you guys did it. You did it. Hello. So it was, but yeah, it was one of those things where I mean, sometimes I break out of my character and I can let myself loose. But then sometimes like where it's like, all right, is this the place? Is these people really gonna feel my vibe, or are people gonna look at me like, oh, this motherfucker is crazy? But like I said, as I got older, it really got to the point where it's like, do I really care what you think? If you like me, you like me. If you don't, it's your fault. But yeah, so
invite me to the show.
Exactly. So like I said, I think I'm gonna break out a lot more and do more stuff. Because every time everybody always tell me, they say the same thing, man. You miss your call. You doing the wrong thing, man. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing this. And not everybody's saying the wrong thing, obviously. So,
yeah.
You'll see a lot more from me, man. Just know that.
Right. Exactly. You have
multi-talented.
many talents. Many talents. Yes.
Use your talents. All of them.
Shit, I jumped the controller.
Appreciate it.
Shit, I just jumped my controller again. I'm sorry.
I just want to give you your flowers because you are an amazing individual, an amazing person. Truthfully, somebody I look up to in here. Like seriously, like I really look up to you. Your talent is I can't find words for it, but it is really something special. You're such a kind and sweet and humble person, and in this day and age, that's rare.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. And like, to be honest with you, man, like you're one of the most genuine people that I've met in this space too, as well. Like, I really don't remember how we met, but I just remember that, you know, the moment we did meet, we were we just, you know, we was out here laughing and joking, and then, you know, you kind of wanted some help with some stuff. And, you know, like I said, when I go into build mode, I don't go to, you know, be lurking and like, ooh, that's a new thing, I'm gonna take that. I go to see like what are you here for? Like, what is your vision? What is your, like, what are you trying to convey? And that's the kind of stuff like where I like the, I seen your progression from one of the first builds to where you are now. and I can see that, hey, look, you're striving to get better. You're striving to do more things. And the more you learn, the more you implement. And that kind of stuff is the stuff I like to see. And that's why it's like, with some people, I can see what they're kind of building. Like when they build, I know it's them. Like when I see it, I know it's them. Like Patrick, he doesn't have to be the editor of the world to know that I see that's Patrick's world. Like we all know Patrick's world is, the raves and all that. We know that's Patrick's world. Like there's no different. There's nobody that does that kind of stuff. Like, and that's how I see it, even with Divine and you. Like y'all have that. Y'all have your own sense of being, and it shows up in your artwork. And for you have this like this humbleness, and I appreciate that, man. Like to see people like that in the space and to have respect. I love you, brother.
Love you too.
A real OG,
For real.
T-Ray.
For real.
T-Ray.
Hey, I just want to give you your
Lord
props,
help.
bro.
Lord help
I
us.
just remember your
T-Ray.
first world you did, bro. I remember the first invite you sent to me, bro, like your first world. So just to see your growth, bro, is just amazing. Just see everybody's growth is pretty amazing, bro. Just kind of like what Reaper was talking about, like from starting out and just seeing how like everybody being like progression, and how everybody made this a business in a place that started off didn't look like it was possible. But yeah, bro, I'm just giving you a props.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like a lot of people don't know, man. Like T-Ray was like one of the first people I met here. Him and I believe it was Kane Pop, if I'm not mistaken. He had the world, and we had went to it. Like this, like I said, when I first got in, I didn't even know how to world hop. I didn't know anything, and things that you have now was not available to us. Like we didn't have a support team to talk to. We didn't have all this stuff to say, hey, this is what you do, this you do, you do this, you go this way, or any of that. So I don't know how we met up with Kane. I don't remember any of that, but I do remember Kane bringing into his world as testers. And the very first time I seen him go into build mode, this is the very first time I see anybody go into build mode. He brought us into an edit, and I was like, an edit? What the heck is an edit? So I was like, you can make these, and he was like, yeah, you can make them. And then he brought us in. I can't remember the name of the world. I wish he would like bring me back to that world because I want to check it out. I just want to see if he actually did something with it or not. I don't know if he did, but he's a great scripter now, by the way.
Right, he was at his time too.
No, he definitely was. Like to me, he was one of those guys that made me like. He was one of the first guys when I seen him build that. I went right into build mode. Like, granted, I was nowhere near where I am now, but it pushed me. And like I said, those experiences what drives me. Like that, what he did, he didn't have to, but it took me to a place where it made me want to go and get better and want to learn. And that day when we was like, oh, you can click this, it'll spawn you up here. I was like, what the fuck? And then it's like, and then it takes you from, and he was like, yeah, you can go over here and play basketball. We was in there dunking. And I was like, yo,
right.
What is this? Like, I was like, literally in my mind, I was like, man, F alt space. I ain't never going back. So, and like from there, I was like, all right, I can do this, man. I can do this. And I built Club Curve, which I mean, like, as soon as I got in build mode, immediately I was discouraged. I was like, wait, I can't do any of this. Why mine don't look like what he did? Like, so
right.
And I got in there and I was like, oh, I can script this. And the crazy part is, guys, with no scripting like at all, not knowing what word meant, I was still able to script a car from moving to one place to the other. Now, mind you, know, I went about it the longest way ever, but I was intrigued from that moment. And then like I just kept searching YouTube. Every time I type in Horizon World, in the game Horizons. I don't know if y'all ever seen that before, but it's like the little girl that was like back in time, whatever. That's all I kept getting on YouTube. And then randomly it gave me Vidu. And that one time I was like, from then on, I just been watching his videos. And like I said, to kind of revert back what I was getting to is that like T-Ray, man, like those guys, like I think I came back the next day. We came back and we was just kind of like having fun with it, whatever, and traveling different worlds. And I felt like people felt like when they first come in, and then people assuming that they should just know. And as I was getting there, and everybody was like, "Hey, dude, come down here," and I'm looking like, "Come down where?" They was like, "Push the button on the wall." I was like, "What wall?" And I'm like, I feel like my head. I was like, "God, I don't know if I'm for this place. I'm in my 30s, and now I feel like the old guy." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm the old guy, and these people, these kids are telling me, like, "Man, this old ass dude on this damn headset, if you don't get off." So in my mind, I was like, "Man, bump this. Heck no, ain't nobody finna make me like, no, I'm finna get in pill mode, learn this joint, and I'm finna rock it." And from then on, man, I just had relationships after relationship with people in here. You know, from then I met D, and then like from DB, you know, I met a couple of other people. And you know, if it wasn't DB, I probably wouldn't have met some of the people I met, because I didn't know Oculus at the time. And at that time, Oculus was like bigger than most. Like Oculus was probably like bigger than like Golden Hands, and like for some reason, like Oculus was like everybody's like, "Oh, Oculus 14, man, what's up, bro?" And it's like, I mean, granted, he probably like that with a lot of people now because he's still for the community, but like for people that's been in the space for a long time, he's not that big like for us anymore. But at the time, and I gave a shout out, I shout out him for that because he wasn't like those arrogant guys that would take the space and be like, "Yeah, I'm Oculus, bow down to me," you know what I mean? But it was one of those moments where I realized, I was like, "Dang, I gotta get in my bag," you know what I mean? I gotta be in the gym and getting better. And I kind of secluded myself in a sense where I was just like, "All right, that's how you do this. That's how you do this. That's how you do this." And that's why I said I started to, when the way I learn is I watch, and I learned how to cut hair by watching my dad cut hair. So by watching my dad cut hair and me always having an effed up haircut, I knew from then on. I really felt like my dad didn't love me. I'm just gonna be real. Because the fact of the matter is, you cut hair for a living, but I got a bowl. Like, explain that. Why do I why I don't have an edge? Like, if I show y'all a picture of me as a kid, I didn't have no edge. It was just round. My hair just grew.
Oh no!
So I used to be mad. I was like, "Bro, like, you just gave this man a fade, and you can't give me nothing. Like, I can't get an edge, like nothing." So from that point on, I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna learn how to cut hair." And I felt like that moment at Will Smith, and you know, when he was talking about his dad, he's like, "I'm gonna marry me a fine honey, and I'm gonna have me a bunch of kids, because you don't know nobody left nobody." So I was the same way I felt the passion. I was like, "I'm gonna learn how to cut my hair, and I'm gonna have to do fades, because you don't never tell nobody how to do fades." But those things, like I said, the shortcomings has always been the thing that pushed me to the next level. And that's why I'm always keep pushing, man. And I like I said, I always appreciate people like Kane Pop, and he probably don't remember like what happened when we got, you know, from that farm, because you probably seen a million.
What
people
is he
at that
doing
time.
now?
No, he just dropped the nice at Diablo Lanes, I believe. It's a bowling
I've been in
thing.
there.
Yeah. That he dropped that. That's pretty dope, man. Like, and like I said, he's a really good scripter. So it's one of those things where it's like kind of like full circle for me. Like, all right, you know, this is the guy that kind of showed me some things, and now I feel like I'm at the level he is. So it's like, that's why I said I always push myself to try to be people that I admire in this space, and like, all right, I see what you do, and in this kind of weird way, I was like, I'm gonna challenge you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do what you do and try to do it better. So that's kind of where I am with mine. Like, I've always that Kobe mindset of, you know, I'm about to get I'm about to go Mamba in here.
Let me get a shout out to all the people that maybe aren't builders, but we still push the meta culture by going around purple platform, like I'm not a builder, like, but we've been around and we push the platform. Like we make sure everybody,
that's true. Definitely, man. Y'all like people
I
like
know I was world hopping. I thought it was just clubs only in here, and I was world hopping like early on before it was no even thought of people world hopping. Everybody just going to clubs and stuff like that. So
literally at that time, it literally whoever had who was trying to build the hottest club at that time. I think that especially early on, it was just club at the club at the club.
It was just clubs, right? Just everywhere. there was the,
club
I feel
envy.
like
They turned around, it was club jealous, and then club
right.
Like bro, like that's all the same things.
And then you had people hiding secrets. When nobody tell you how they did stuff. It was early on. Was really kind of
like that.
You know. I still like that. Okay, then with me.
Yeah, still
that's
like
why
that.
Listen, that's what they don't tell me. They don't tell me. They tell me.
You know what? You know what?
Tell everybody.
You better know it.
We gotta give you some flowers, Doc. If anybody here don't know T-Ray was one of the first ones I knew when I got up in here that actually do world hops. Like when you have like people like Arkelos that world hop for people, he was one of the first ones that was part of our community that actually did it. Like would take people to different worlds and be like, hey, if you want to go see somewhere, y'all go where T-Ray was. He left the platform for first, but he was one of the first ones because he used to take a lot of people over to Hardy World. Then he would take them to Danica's, and then he would take them to any club there was, but also like Simba's, any other crazy world that was not a club, he knew about.
Yep.
So
He's
when he
one of those
talks
guys
about
in
the
that
world
I'm
hopper, when he talk about the world hopping and giving flowers to the people that did the world hopping and brought people to worlds, Doc, you deserve your flowers because you know if it wasn't,
I believe you was the one that brought me, that introduced me to Kane, though. I believe, if I wasn't mistaken.
Right.
Like, yeah. So
most of the connects like that all happened between him and KB.
Right.
Yep.
KB.
Right. KB. Right.
And,
We appreciate you, brother.
KB, another
Appreciate
one.
you,
We
brother,
appreciate
100%.
y'all. For real. And we appreciate you, Black
I want to
Jedi.
say,
Of course,
the
brother.
same
Of
with
course.
T-Ray is T-Ray and Nubian. The same. I say the same. Nubian and T-Ray. Nubian is one of those people as well. You want your world to be seen. She is always world hopping. She knows about a lot of worlds. She's one of the people as well as T-Ray. I've seen they will show new people where to go. You know, they're really good. I have to say that. I've witnessed that.
Definitely
Black
Nubian.
love, man.
Yeah. Day one.
Yeah, Nubian definitely do that.
So I can't build. I can't get two walls to snap together. I don't know what's wrong. I can show people. So I can take y'all around.
I can show you where the walls are snapped at, though.
Right.
I can show you where the walls are snapped at.
Right. I still won't snap, but you know. I remember I want to take people to see Fridays and Blaqjedi. I put it on somebody else's name, and I couldn't figure out where his worlds were. And I was like, "What is happening in here?"
Yeah, so like that was a weird moment because like Meta, like, yeah, if you gonna be part of the monetization, you can't have like copyright work, and everybody that had it, they were like, "Ooh, that's like all my stuff though." But like, I what I later learned was like, as long as you're doing like fan art type stuff,
right?
It's not a big deal. It's like you're not taking ownership of anything. So it ended up like I had to take it down. I took it down because, like I said, when we had the first initial, because I was part of the first people who got monetized, they said, "Hey, yeah, if you got any worlds that have any of this, you got to take it down." And they were like sounding so serious.
Right.
And I was like, dang, like y'all for real. So
here I am,
like,
world
that's
hopping,
why
telling people about it. I was embarrassed. I'm like, well,
I was mad that I had listen. I contemplated of being part of the monetization program because of it. I was like, wait, so y'all really think we about to take it down? And it was like, yeah, they were talking about the music, and they're like, oh, you ain't gonna no longer music. And I was like, because like this is
Yeah.
early on, so we was
some
thinking like,
ice
damn, we got to
water?
go in there and take our music out. So,
Told
but
me
yeah,
who was one. You told me who to go find. You told me the name of the young lady's name it was under,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I could continue my
Of
world
course, like I
hops and
said
show
earlier,
people.
my best
I'm
friend
like,
in here,
Blaqjedi,
504
where they
Queen.
go? I had issues,
Right.
but I love my Jedi. I do.
Love you too, sweetheart.
Aw.
But I appreciate y'all 100% and showing love, man, and coming out here for support, man. Like,
We
it's like
appreciate you.
to see people like date you and still show some support. It means a lot. Like for real. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, it means a lot
Or
because.
Who is your favorite builder? I never asked the question. Who is the favorite builder or world you like to go to? Like, I got bush. I got bush. You want it when you look to see what drops. Like, who do you go see? Who do you go see? So I can go see. Let me know.
Don't do it, Doc. Don't do it, Doc. Don't do it, Doc.
No. So the thing is this though, right? It all depends on my mood because, like, if I'm in a like a mood where it's just like I just want to see something like that's like grand, right? That's dropped. It's gonna be like CJ and 5. Like, because they build in a grand way. Like, I don't know if y'all ever been to Country Club, but it's like, bro, like, why would y'all do something like this? Like, like it's so like grand. Like the way it was built up, they did that, and then they shot it like this little scene on Instagram with it, and like the whole thing was like dope the way they implemented it, and it was just like
I have to go.
I was like, damn, like, who is these motherfuckers out here building like this? You know what I'm saying? So, and like to be honest, I just felt like they weren't getting like the recognition for how great they were building. And then you'll see worlds that was pushed by Meta, and you be like, that ain't nowhere near on the level as this.
Right.
And we don't
and it's
get what
like
Meta pushes most of the time.
but and it was just like, bro, like, why is somebody who builds like this and been building like this still not recognized for someone who just got on here and builds? And I'm not taking her down, and I'm not even gonna say her name, but she makes really good worlds, but at the skill level, I feel like M5 and CJ are here, and I feel like, why? Like, why?
I think with thousands of builders, it's hard for them to see everybody and there are thousands of builds in here. I just don't know how people get in front of these people. Like, how do they get in front of these people?
There are 1,000 creators, but there are some that are just at a different level. And not to see, and not the recognition that's there to me has to be, like, it has to be both sides, man. You got to be able to see that. Like, there's no way you telling me you don't see that, because at the end of the day, I don't know about y'all. When I get back on, they keep telling me somebody was in my world with me, and I was in build mode all day. So you want to tell me that? You want to see and tell me that nobody don't see you in these worlds?
Yeah, they do. They do that.
So
they do come in and be in there. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, for world get pushed, and I get it. Sometimes it's about like when, and and sometimes it was just perfect timing, and maybe that's what it is. But I'm just saying that the level of what they build at and what they build, to me, fits the mold of what Horizon should be looking for.
Right.
And if I'm up here giving you real flowers now, CJ, but I mean, I'm just being real. Like I said, I see people's passion, man, and like the way they build, and it seems so effortless. Like, they'll pump this stuff out in a day, and you like the stuff that takes people a week to do, they doing in like 2 days. So
they not sleeping.
They are. They sleeping. They sleeping.
I'm joking.
But I'm just being real. Like, just like, even outside of them, there's people that build at a level that I feel like should be recognized. And like I said,
that's another one.
Definitely, Cam can
Cam.
And one thing about Cam is people don't know is that Cam does all this being colorblind, and it's like the guy is just he's persevering, and to be honest, me and him had a heart to heart about how we felt about the meta, and we both got to like it's so crazy because he's like my brother now, man, and we felt the same way, and it was like that same feeling of dang, like why am I still here, man? This junk is not even fun no more, and like shameless plug, me and him drop a couple back-to-back worlds together, so look out for that.
Feel free to add me.
I got you. But yeah, but just being real, man, like I just think that like they have to spread that recognition out and give people chances that they're not used to just giving, and it needs to be different faces, different things, and that's me like in like how I feel. I just feel like it's starting to like be a small group of people that's getting these things, and I feel like a lot more people should have it. And
Oh man, you said something right there, Doc.
And it's like it can't be the same people. You telling me that there's only these people? Like no, it's more people that are great. There's more people that build at a level higher. There's more people and they should get recognition. They should be on those platforms. They should be on those builds that's getting $100,000. They should be on those builds that's getting $6,000, $1 million builds. Like that stuff should be happening to some of these people, and I feel like Meta has to do better with putting those people in those places. And I'll say this as for accountability thing, we have to do better at putting our people in places.
Come on.
But how?
It started at home.
It does, and I feel like we would rather fight each other than push each other to the next level. And it's like I said, and that kind of goes back kind of full circle what we said in the beginning is stop holding back, because if CJ makes it, CJ gonna make a door for me, and vice versa.
Right.
So if I can push CJ and M5 or Blu-ray Cherry, Rupert, if I can push them super, if I can push them and they get further, and at some point they're gonna be like, well, shoot, man, if it wasn't for, and then my name enters, or Wayne names enters, or if it wasn't for CJ, if it wasn't for Meta Clean Rupert, those things open doors, gets people noticed. And I've seen it happen in other communities where doors are open for people who don't build at the level that like even the lower people that are building gets to walk in because their friends got pushed by him and they opened the door for him. So
and that's what Black people have to do as well.
Right. I didn't want to put a title on it, but you did. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, even just in general, we just got to be better with like,
reach back and open somebody else up.
Right, we do. Like,
the door, we're supposed
it catapults
to reach back
people, man.
somebody else through, right?
It'll
and
catapult
we don't
people.
Seem to get people,
Each one teach one.
Listen,
exactly.
Shoot, I'll settle for you just reaching. Cool. Reach one, just reach one. Like reach. You gotta at least touch somebody to teach them. I mean, God, you gotta be in the same room. But just being honest, man. I just want everybody to just like kind of just think about like that, man. Just think about like, all right, let me stop hindering this person. Let me stop like spreading. Even if you feel like what you're saying is true, let's say even if it is true, what does it gain anyone? What does it really gain by you going out there saying, oh, this person is this? Okay. But what does it do from anybody else outside of you feeling good about the fact that you bashed somebody? Because at some point, now you look like the person who enjoys it. Because at some point, you telling me everybody's done this to you?
Right.
So is it
Let
everybody?
The church say amen.
Or is it just so that's why I say that self-accountability as us as a people, man, just because we all felt like I could have done this or I could have done that better, but I feel like if we were pushing each other, then no one would ever be in a position where I couldn't get here. Like I seen these two best friends argue with each other because one of the friends felt like I'm bigger than you.
Oh wow.
were
So
arguing over
I
that?
can't let this happen because I'm bigger than you. Basically, is what you're saying. So you like, bro, like you understand? We both breathe in the same meta air in here.
Right.
Like you get what I'm saying? Like
Meta air.
your headset die. What can you do? Nothing. Your headset will die just like mine. So can we like? I just felt like, how is it that we like you both being as big as you are? You understand that y'all can catapult this whole community if you can just put that childish stuff away. Like just how big y'all are together, it could be so much better. Like just imagine if, like, just to kind of take it back, if Tupac and Biggie squashed that bullcrap, how big rap would have been for both of them to put out an album together.
Right. Yeah.
That would have been the most biggest class thing ever done in history. Tupac, Biggie on an album together, a whole album. That would be bigger than the fact that one of them gets shot and the other one gets shot later. It's just, to me, like, now you got a bunch of what ifs. So to me, if we can put that stuff aside and look at the bigger picture and start to see that we are kind of pulling each other down. Like, one of my favorite Jay-Z lyrics is that we're like crabs in a bucket, pulling each other down, not knowing that we shouldn't even be, that crabs belong in the bucket.
Climbing all over each other, right?
Like, when you realize you're not even supposed to be in this bucket, like, that's the bigger picture. Stop trying to pull me down and realize, hey, let's get the hell out of here. Like, so
I'm gonna reach back, pull you up.
Listen, but I don't want to get too damn deep. This is supposed to be a joyous moment, but I just, man, I just want to see the community grow, man. Like in all aspects, Black, white, Hispanic, no matter who you are, or what you are, whatever, man. I just want to see people grow and be better, man. Like, just stop trying to find negative things in everything. Like, life's too short, bro. It really is, man. We lost somebody great, man. And it was like one of the, like, especially at the time, we all know House Party was one of the biggest worlds. But like, just to think this, like, where he could have been, the lifestyle I don't really care for. I don't care about. I ain't saying I don't care for, but I don't care about what he was or what he did. He was the human being in here, and people loved him. And understanding what he had and how life is so short. Like, you wake up one day and somebody's not on no more. And you're like, dang, did they just stop on? Did they go to alt space that got canceled? Like, where did they go? Like, you know what I'm saying? But you come to find out they lost their life. Like, was the beef between me and you really worth any of that? Like, I could have just squashed that. We could have been, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things, man. I just think that, like, my life has been the testament that I'll never take anything for granted. And any friendships I make in here, man, like, I take it wholeheartedly, man. So, like, sometimes I'm real passionate about what I say and what I do, because if I do, like you as a friend and I befriend you, understand I take it serious. I don't like, and I'm not saying it's serious where I'm like, hey, you're my friend forever, I'll kill you if you leave. But I'm saying that I take, like, I'm not lightly, the fact that I'm calling you my friend. Like, that's a real thing for me. And I don't, I'm not gonna just call you that just to call you that, or just to be, saying, oh yeah, we met a friends. Like, nah, I think you cool, we vibe, you're a real friend of mine. Like, honestly, if you needed some help and I got it, I got you. Like, that's how I see any friendship that I consider a friendship. Like, real, like, if I see people hurting, I'm a help. I was that kid that was hurting. I would never want to see anybody in that position or feel like they gotta go and do things that don't that damage their integrity to get what they need if I got it. So that's why I do what I do. If I learn something, I'm teaching it. I'm giving it, because that does more for people. and does more for this community, and I just want to see more of it. If it's me in short. So
empty the bucket.
Yes, sir.
You on mute. You on mute. Metaclean. You on mute. Metaclean.
Close your mouth, man.
Sorry, just clear. Any other questions for Jedi?
Nope.
All right,
Chair.
so hit
Uh-oh,
your
Chair.
thing. Yep.
What's up, Chair?
You're on mute,
Unmute,
You're
Chair.
you're on mute, Chair.
I'm sorry. So I apologize for coming in late. I think I missed a lot of what you said, but I did come in on the part where you started speaking about creators and creator relationships and like people sticking together. I don't want to speak on me personally because I feel like this is not the platform to do that. But what I will say is that what we have to start doing or stop doing is we have to stop seeing each other as competition, because we all have different elements of our creativity, of what we have to offer to this space, and it's very unique to each and every person. And I hate the competitiveness of it all. I also had a conversation with Cam about about how I felt like things were very competitive when they really shouldn't be, because this whole platform, everyone started off with the same tools, it was an even playing field. This is the only time in life where it felt like in the beginning it was an even playing field. You had every tool that everyone had, right? But somehow throughout all of that, it's like the human existence still transposes in this virtual space, and we're still where there is a elitist mindset at the top, and then people are still trying to struggle to get to a place just like in real life society. And I don't even know how that happened, but I just want to say, anyone in here who is a creator, like, I appreciate your creations. I appreciate what you do, what you add to this space. Blaqjedi, you already know, like, you're one of my favorite creators. And so I'm just happy to be a part of this and to be in this space with everyone, and to be a part of, especially as a woman of color, as a college graduate from an HBCU, a woman of color in this space. Shout out Metaclean, my fellow HBCU graduate, but just in this space to be able to be around all of you all and share my creativity, and for you to share yours with mine. That's all I wanted to say. We have to be competitive. That's it.
I agree 100%. Now I'll say this: I'm not competitive in the sense that I'm trying to stop you from moving forward because I don't want you to win. I'm competitive because I want to be the best at my craft. And I say that because I'm not saying that I'm competing with Sade with doing artwork or Shay with doing artwork in 3D art space. I'm competing with me to be better with me, and she's pushing me to get there. Sade is pushing me to get there. Golden Ray Hands is pushing me to get there, and their artwork pushes me, and I'm competing with who I say I feel like she's trying to be, in a sense, for her. So like Shay is trying to be better than Shay was in 2019. Shay is trying to be better than who she was in 2020. I'm trying to be better than who Jedi was in 2020. And that's what I mean by I'm using her as a gauge to, like, all right, if he's getting better, I'm getting better. But I'm not going out and saying, man, don't go to Shay's world. She just put a bunch of circles together. Don't go there. Like, that's the kind of stuff, like, that hate that people, like, that's the kind of hate I don't like. Is why would you hate on her to try and, like, push yourself? Just like enjoy what she does in her space. Like, that's the kind of stuff that, like, I just, like, I'm like, bro, like, when people talk like that, man, like, back in the day I used to say, when we used to have the squares go up, right? And I said that like that was years ago, but I used to be like, bro, when people start yelling and screaming and talking trash to each other, I'm like, bro, I hear my squares going up, because I don't want to be a part of the negativity. Like I'm not gonna spectate and be like, oh, ooh, nah, crazy. Nope, I'm leaving. And I just don't want to be a part of it because I think that this space can be so much more than that. And we don't need to bring like that kind of negativity to a space that's meant for people to progress and become like what Meta does, man, is like I keep saying Meta, like you don't have a whole other name. What Rupert does is he brought this space for people to do this. And if we realize, like, if everybody had that mindset to say, all right, look, let me pull in these people and get them better. Let me, if somebody like he's my guy. I'm gonna let you talk shit. Let me say this real quick. Like Hardy. Hardy is he has a platform and he can elevate so many people from his platform. And Dollar Beezy, same thing. He pulls people up. Like those two guys are on a pedestal, and I'm not saying nobody put them there, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like their status puts them there and people know them. They can use that and promote people, push people. I don't have to have a monetary benefit behind helping my people. I don't have that. Meta's paying you. You don't need me to pay you $200 to do that. How about use your platform to make people better? Now you got, because think about it. If everybody in this room right here, right, had a door in my room and it got you more traffic, and then I got a kudos board, would you more likely would you not use that kudos board? Like, oh shoot, let me shoot Jedi $5 or shoot Jedi $2. You're gonna be more likely to use it because I'm using my platform to help you. I'm not begging for money. I'm not asking you for it. You don't have to use the kudos board. If my kudos board says $0 in my world, I would not care. Because I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. If you want to do something, then do it. But I'm just saying that, if I'm Hardy or anybody at that level, I'm not saying Hardy's a bad guy. I'm saying that anybody at that level, let's just say Soapstone, Aaron, if he uses his platform and saying, hey, I'll put your door in my world for $200 a month, that's bullshit, if you ask me. I'm not saying he does that. I don't like say that he's doing that. But I'm saying that I think that would be bullcrap. Because you can pull somebody up or you can shut them down. Because then at that point, if I'm a newcomer, I'm not coming back. You telling me the guy that gets the most promotion in here is telling me that I gotta pay him to get publicity? And Meta promotes him like in everything? As a person, I'm not coming back. So, and I feel like even with us, we got to do that same thing. If we got the platform, however small that platform we're in or where that plateau is, we still have to be that beacon of light and say, you know what, you can come to me. You can come to me. And there's not no, hey, you got to schedule an appointment. Like, I get, like, of course, I'm not going to tell you can come to me, talk to me for 17 hours and think I'm going to have that much time. But, I mean, just being realistic. Hey, man, shoot, man, I'll meet you in your build mode. We'll talk about this. Boom, 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 boom. That alone to me would do millions, go bounds beyond what anything Meta would give me. Just my opinion. And I feel like that to me is the biggest thing that anybody could do for anybody in this space when you get a platform of any kind. I think Shay was about to say something.
I agree. Shay?
I won't take up too much of your time. Just wanted to definitely give you your kudos, give you flowers, the whole garden, just for being the authentic person that you are and for what you bring to this space. Not just the inspiration from your creations, but just the inspiration of seeing someone being genuine and receiving love and passing it on, because it's not common. It's not common. It's easy. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's more likely to get caught up in the competitiveness of this space with what we create and how we want to move, and people will put you on a pedestal that you don't ask for, and try to give you and try to put something on you that's not you, when you really just come to just do what you want to do. And so I definitely want to say I love your Women of Virtue world. That was one of the first worlds that I saw that inspired me personally, because
where I come from, I don't really see a lot of like good representation for us as Black people, of showing us in a different light that's not hypersexualized or whatever. And so I definitely want to say that's one of my favorite worlds, Women of Virtue and the Chocolates, Solitude series. Those are my favorite worlds.
I love that
Those are
too.
my favorites. And so definitely just want to give you kudos on that and say continue being who you are and making what you create, whether you as an art, what you contribute as an artist, as a creator, or just passing along those good vibes. I definitely resonate with a lot of what you said, especially in the beginning of you speaking of coming in and people want to, charge you for help. Oh.
Yep.
There we go.
There you go.
Of not being able to receive the help to get started. And I experienced that personally myself too, of feeling like I learned everything myself. I had to do it myself and got to a point where I wanted to make it easier for others because it's hard getting started by yourself. And so definitely commend you on keep passing it along, live by passing it along, and congrats on everything you do.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and I appreciate that a lot, man. I do. And I think that's what we need more of is people who want to see other people like not go through what they went through, and like I live my life by that on a daily basis because my kids don't know what struggle feels like, and I'm suffering for it to be honest with you, but but I take joy in it because like my kids don't have to know what it feels like to wake up not knowing what I'm gonna eat or not wake up. Now their choice is I don't know all this food in the house. I don't know what I want to eat. That's their struggle. There's no there's no food and there's nothing to eat. And that's the kind of stuff that I take joy in and not letting people have to go through what I went through. So that's why on the basis I always help because it makes a difference when it helps somebody that feel like there's nobody out there to help. And that can be the string that makes them be better, make them do better, make them want to do more. And that's just how I feel about it.
I'm gonna save it. That's what I'm gonna do. GI what? Geyser. Oh shit. Oh shit.
He's like shit.
We hear you, Doc.
But nah, I mean, just really, I mean, that's just end of the day, man. I just want to see the community help each other, man. Shout out to JP Cloud, another great artist. Another great inspiration in this space too as well. That just one of the her and Shay ability to take abstract art to a level that's like amazing, pleasing to the eyes, takes you to another place. It's one of those things where, like I said, I just love artwork to the I mean, down to the neurons and neutrons. Like I just love art. So anybody's artwork is always great, especially when there's a passion behind it.
She's sitting right there.
You up, Root?
No, man, you up. Thank you. But you know what? You made a really, really valid point. First of all, I share a lot of what you believe this space can be. We've had conversations about that in the past. And Cherry's right? This isn't a platform where we can literally do anything and be anything and create the things that we want to see. We can curate our own spaces unlike anything we're able to do in our physical world. And that's not just with the objects that we snap together, but the people we surround ourselves around. And it's unfortunate. Like I don't always believe competition is a bad thing, but competition in the detriment of keeping somebody else down is wrong. And we should always strive for ways to use our platform to elevate somebody, because again, if we can use that network to connect as a circuit would to get that flow of energy, electricity go through, there's unlimited potential into what this space can be. But again, creators like yourself and a lot of the guys that are in this room now recognize that, and we can't stop fighting the fight when it comes to those regards. Now, I'm a firm believer, and I know that some people have had this experience of going sometimes outside of our community to seek help, and I'm just a firm believer that we just need to look deeper because we don't have to do that. And I'm a firm believer and an example of somebody that chooses not necessarily to do it, not because of any hate towards any other group, but I just know that the weakest link is what's gonna make the chain strong or weak, right? So if certain people are considered the weakest link, and how do we strengthen that bond between us in order for us to make everybody better? Because once the weakest link gets better, the whole chain becomes stronger. But man, so let me ask you. So what is next for Blaqjedi? You touched on it a little bit, but what is next for Blaqjedi?
I'm like I said before, I'm gonna complete the. It ain't gonna say it's complete because there's so many doggone Fridays, but I am gonna do next Friday. But I'm gonna do next Friday, and like I said before, I'm gonna work on the cathedral or castle that Anna was in. Um, but what I'm working on right now is a world where I am kind of going back to kind of what I started to love first is making 3D art. When I did like the Proud Family and stuff like that, and but it's all going to be implemented into a game world. So it's unlocking characters and unlocking different in this world to access stuff. So as I learn more and more about scripting, I want to be more kind of in depth with it. So um, you get to get things by unlocking things. So my plan is to push things with these next 3 worlds. I know a lot. We were talking. I put it out a while ago with Meta Deal or No Deal. With that world, I'm gonna put in there where what I'm gonna work with a few creators and give away with it because I feel like a Deal No Deal has no pull because nobody has anything to lose. So if I tell you like, hey, you got $1,000 or $100,000, you're gonna be like, nah, whatever. I'm gonna keep going until I get the million. If I don't get the million, there's nothing to lose. But instead of that, I want to do things. It's like, oh well, you get an art piece. Not saying you got to agree to it now at all, but you get an art piece from JP Cloud if you take this deal, or you can take the next deal and get an art piece from Shay, or get a world from Dollar Beezy. Like create that thing, and then that brings the community together because, all right, I'm gonna go play Meta Deal and No Deal, get a bill from CJ, or get something from CJ, or get something from JP, and then that brings people mindset in like oh wait, who is JP, or who is CJ, who is Shay, and that I think that gives back to the community where people get to know JP for JP, get to know Shay for Shay, get to know Wayne, get to know CJ, and get to know Cherry. That builds in these spaces because I want to make this community big for everybody, not just for the same people, over and over and over the same people, versus everyone gets that feeling. And I think we all can do that if we all pull together and do that and create a conglomerate that can never be like, you know, pushed aside. Like if we all got together and say, hey, this is what we're gonna do and create a theme, then it has to be recognized. Because at the end of the day, if we're always there, we're always doing it, people are gonna notice it. And one thing I know that how these algorithms work is if you can get people in your world and coming back every single time, your world will be noticed. Um, and it's that always someone in your world, and it's not so much about how many worlds you have; it's about how many people keep coming back. And that's what I'm trying to create is create a way where it's not only benefiting me, but the people that are connected to me. So I'm trying to push other people and trying to get other people to be noticed on a higher level. Like while growing together, because I'm not recognized on the higher level like some of these other people, and I know that, and I'm not saying that to like down myself. I'm just saying that I'm just trying to push other people, so that way we all are being pushed at the same time. So it's like, hey, if you know who Shay is, you know who JP is. If you know who CJ is, you know who Jedi is. You know who Jedi is, you know who JP is. There's no there. It's interchangeable. There's no, oh, up here, down here. I want everybody to be playing on that same playing field and being able to get out there and do that. So that's my plan, is to integrate my worlds together and make it where it's pushing the community. So each thing is going to be putting somebody like, hey, get to know JP, get to know CJ, get to know M5, get to know Newbie, and get to know Wayne. And that will push the community to another level, because I know if I'm pushing Wayne, Wayne's gonna push me. If I push JP, JP's gonna push me. And that, knowing that I'm not gonna compete with you. I'm not gonna compete with Cherry. If I show Cherry love and Cherry shows me love, and I know I'm getting back, I don't need to compete with her. I'm pushing Shay and Shay pushed me, and I don't need to compete with her. So, and I think that's where it gets sticky, because people are starting to themselves like, I'm giving 110 and I'm getting 10 back. And that's where that comes from. And I feel like that is where you have to, it's an internal thing where we have to say, all right, I feel like I see where you're coming from, and I'm gonna give more, because I wanna compete with you in a way that I'm giving more than you giving me. And that's the way we need to compete, where I'm giving more than you giving me. So that's what's coming with me. It's just worlds that's gonna push the community. And I feel like Meta. So what's up, Cherry? You gotta unmute yourself.
You're on mute, Cherry.
Sorry. So I feel like I had at one point a solution to that, right? So if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Cherry. I am Brittany Cherry on Instagram. I have a space in here called Drop Radio that I share with Brooklyn Brit. But what my vision was that if we could get everyone in their world to have their bot playing bass drop radio going to the site at one, we could have a continuous stream of people hearing these creators in their worlds that they've built. MetaClean has done a commercial for Bass Drop Radio where he shouts out Meta Talks Live on it. I wanted to get a continuous stream of creators talking about their worlds while also music is playing. So the best way in a communications way to get people together is having people either see the same thing at the same time or hear the same thing at the same time. So if I'm in a world and Bass Drop Radio is playing on a bot and I hear the name Blaqjedi and I hear go visit his world X, Y, and Z. I hear MetaClean on a radio station that is in the metaverse and oh, come visit my world X, Y, and Z. It enforces that name into people's brain. It gives them, and then they also are like, oh, it's a radio station. That's cool. They're listening to the music because people love music in their worlds, but they're also getting the information at the same time throughout many different worlds. Imagine 50 worlds at one time playing music, but also shouting out multiple creators in this space.
I love that idea. And I think one idea I just got from that is I would love to get with you offline if we can, is create a segment. And it's just a playable thing, right? Let it be maybe 10 minutes to 15 minutes long. And that segment is about highlighting good creators, right? We're going to attach that to an actual radio that goes in different people's worlds. That radio is going to show, hey, you know, our radio stations show like, hey, you're listening to Boss, listen to radio station, it has your name on it. And you can, and that can be a actual asset that people put in their world. And now if people walk to it, they hear it. And it's playing this segment about, hey, I was just talking to, CJ, JP, Shay, you know what I'm saying? Just shout different creators, and that radio is in every world as an asset. We can make it really small so it don't take up space. I know how space is a big thing here. So, and I think that that could be something that could push other people, not just Bass Drop Radio. And it pushes everyone because now it says you are now listening to Bass Drop Radio. And you know how in radio they'd be like, yeah, this is Black Jedi. I listen to Bass Drop Radio. Hey, this is Meta Clean Rupert, and I listen to Bass Drop Radio. That kind of thing in every world, and people will start to notice, hey, there's a Bass Drop Radio, and they walk up to it. It's a segment playing. Hey, go check out this new creator that's just created a new world saying this. And I believe that could be something that'll be a trend because I found it will be difficult to continue having a bot in the world. And I think we can still do that, whether it be, you know, a night where we say, hey, on Fridays, hey, everybody should bot in your world and play Bass Drop Radio. Like, I think that could be a beautiful thing. And I think that that could happen. I'm saying on a basis where it's always happening, where it's something that you can always count on, is a Bass Drop Radio playing a segment and is highlighting different creators. And every one time you go into whoever world it is, oh shoot, Bass Drop Radio, and you listen and you get to it, you can change it and say, hey, play this segment, play that segment, play that segment.
I
And
love
think
that idea.
dope.
All we need is the community behind us to like give these assets out, and then also the scripting and the construction of the radio, and it's done. You know, like I'm totally on
It'll be
board with
done.
that because again, communication in this space limited because we don't have screens and you know like spatial or like alt space had once. We don't have the screens, so to get people to see the same thing or to hear the same thing.
Excuse me. Sorry, my name is Jennifer, and I'm hearing your conversation about this music in everybody's world. You have to be careful because working in the music industry, basically, you have to be paying royalties or whatever money to the artist. So if you're playing Jay-Z, Jay-Z must get paid.
Yeah, well,
So
we're talking
using the
about
music,
actual like just segments of a like a podcast type deal where she's shouting out. It's not like Bass Drop Radio playing.
oh, it's not like
Lil Wayne's.
radio.
No. It's
But
not like radio where we're playing Lil Wayne.
But also what we do is we support indie music, so independent music. People who have given us the rights to play their music.
Okay.
So on Bass Drop Radio, if you click the link right now, you actually will hear licensed music because I hold the license for those to play that music through my licensing. But in this space, I also use the platform to uphold and uplift independent artists who otherwise have to struggle to get streams on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. So like, hey, here's an independent artist who resonates within the metaverse. But anyway, that I think that's a separate point. But to Jedi's point is like, yeah, how do we get that incorporated? I have the professional sound equipment. I'm down to interview anyone at any time, any creator. I've opened up that, you know, to anyone in here who's a creator who wants. I do not charge for people to come on and shout out their worlds, to record a sound bite. You just have to be willing to do it. That's it.
I like it. I said, let's do it because I really feel like that will push. That's a community thing. I think will help a lot of people because a lot of people don't know that that is a thing, and I think to have something like that that'll stick out, like a sore thumb, and for lack of better words, is to see that radio and be like, oh, that's gonna be shouting out a new artist or shouting out a new indie artist or shouting out a new creator, and people are gonna be drawn to that thing like, oh, that means community, and if you can brand it in that way of that means community, that's gonna pull people to those worlds because they're gonna be like, oh, that's the Bass Drop Radio. They mean community. That means community. Like that's what I mean by creating that mindset of getting people to see worlds in that light, and that'll bring, like I said, more people up. Because if I got a Bass Drop Radio in my room, you know that means I'm here for everybody. I'm here to support everybody and not trying to be part of that whole I'm better than you and all that.
Awesome. Any other questions for Jedi? But that's an awesome point. But you know what I love about Jedi in the few minutes that he's gotten free artwork from JP Shay. He's now getting radio assets from Cherry. Like you finagle people in such a nice and kind way, but a community. So don't worry about it. No, but
well, the thing
seriously,
is, I'm
that's how we
bigging
connect
them
though.
up because their artwork means to me has so much value.
Absolutely.
To me, I feel like people would want that. People would want to have that radio in their room. They would want to have a JP art piece, like because of how great they do. And I think
Absolutely.
that's it's something that I think that it needs to be highlighted. And then with like any piece in here or art piece, whatever that thing is that people can get, whether you be an indie artist and they can get a hot 16 from you, to me, I feel like that is something that can be branded and be for the community because that can uplift somebody, and that's what I'm gonna do.
I agree 100%. 100%. Any other questions for Jedi before we wrap up? All right, well, first of all, can we get some confetti for Jedi? He's kept us knowledgeable, laughing. Our pockets all feel a little lighter now because we feel like we got to give him something before he leave. So
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I missed 2 phone calls from my wife. I'm pretty sure she's gonna cuss me out.
Let me know when you. Yeah, let me know when you're doing it. I'll drop the artwork for you.
See,
feel free to
that's
message
awesome.
me.
Exactly what I'm talking about. See,
I will. I definitely will. I really definitely will.
Gladly.
I was
JP's
struggling
there
with
in
what
5
I wanted
minutes.
to get, and I love it. I love it. I appreciate that.
No problem.
100%.
But listen, man, really, truly, like for many of us on this platform, you are really on that Mount Rushmore of creators in this space, which is probably a good world. You're held in such high regard from the people who are held in high regard, and that has to count for something. So, and this is for anybody, man. Whenever you're feeling like you may not necessarily have found your purpose, know that we've only been in here a couple of months. Like, it literally has not been a long time. I know it feels like a long time, a day is a week is a month is a year, but this is brand new. We're still learning space. But the progression and the things that you guys have done has been amazing. Just look at, the time that you spent here, where you were a year ago. And I think that should bring some solace and some hope that there is going to be a future for you in this space. So once again, man, let's give Jedi some confetti. Any final words, Jedi?
Oh man, look, I'll say do not set any limits on yourself. If you're uncomfortable with building something, build it. It will I believe you will always surprise yourself if you've never picked up a block to it. Start small. I literally started with a microwave, and I didn't stop until I made that microwave look as nice as I possibly could make it. And then that's how I knew I can build in this space. And like the limitations on yourself is set by you, not by anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So please do not put a limit on you on how many worlds you're gonna do or what only you're gonna do, because this space is unlimited except for capacity. But just continue to push yourself to be better every day.
Well, Jedi, we love you. We appreciate you coming. Listen, this is 1 year of Meta Talk. I couldn't have had a more important and special guest on the stage to rock this year through. So, Jedi, thank you. Also, I want to thank Super for providing the live stream. If you don't know, Super Media has a YouTube channel. Please support him in reaching his efforts by subscribing and watching the content that he releases. But most importantly, none of anything that we do in this space would happen without the support of you guys, the community. So I want to thank you. This is season 4, episode 6 wrapped up, and that's it. Love y'all.
Yes, sir. Look out for the Game Loft. The Game Loft is coming. If I can actually script without my getting saved. But yeah.
I'd like to win an hour of time with you as a tutorial trainer.
You're on mute, Jen.
I don't need no negativity around me. High frequency,
Yep. There you
I'm
go.
sorry, I'm just learning how to use this. I am so impressed. Your brain is brilliant. I love it. This is the first time I ever met you, and really,
Now, just to be clear, you're also global, still on the stage, so everybody can hear your conversation.
I just want to say you inspire me. I have an accounting
Tori,
firm.
what's up? JD, Shay, Addison, Certified,
And I'm just like inspired by you and your brain. Just the possibility.
Even my lucid dreams started getting more bright. Now I waste more days and I live for more nights. I get high on life, it feels more right. Tell me what's wrong from the right. It's all connected, energy can never die. Born in the dark, but I chose to be the light. Look at me funny, I cut out your evil light. Words of advice, bitch, don't kill my vibe. No more depression, please don't kill my pride. Road of religion, I'm catching them green lights. Spread out my wings, I'm catching them replies. Free as a bird, out of sight, singing every little thing gonna be alright, yeah. Hey, all I need is good energy, high frequency. Give me that 528, 963, light up the sage, smelling like hickory. Tryna heal scars, I got different type of injuries. Holistic medicine, different type of remedies. Human, but I'm feeling like a different type of entity. That's around the bonfire like Aborigines. Looking at the stars, fascinated by the symmetry. Vibing with the tribe, I can feel the synergy. All this shit is real, what you thought it was a mystery. Manifested everything around me, literally. If I want it, then I gotta tell you what I really need. I really need that good energy. I don't need no negativity around me. High frequency. I'm talking high G-O-T.